that whole scene with the succubus, like I almost burnt my house to the ground because I was so upset. And I feel like it makes for a better show.
Agreed. Mari Krombu Weebs, my name is Cole, his name is Mike, his name is Jay, we like anime, and this is episode 135 of AniPro. Oh, I almost said the old name.
Close.
Oh, that would have been bad. You guys would have had to come and get me. This week we're presenting the Spring 2024 awards. All of them, all of the shows, all of the awards. Everybody's getting something, and if they don't, they get a participation badge. I've got them in the mail. I didn't tell you guys.
Yeah, they get like teeny little trophies.
Like tiny,
or they
like
tiny
atomic.
little badges.
They get like
little
those,
ribbons.
Okay.
Yeah, they get those like little like loony plaque things.
Mm-hmm.
They're like the ribbons that Pokemon can get, except they're the actual size of the stored data in the byte.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I was like, maybe Jay will get this one. I don't know if he did or not, but
I got the
definitely
ribbon
Cole has no
part.
idea.
And then my brain just shut off.
He's like,
Yeah.
wait, what's a bit and a byte?
What's a bite? Pokemon bite?
Pokemon. It's really good. Yeah.
Well, let me. Okay, so first of all, condolences to Jay for the Edmonton Oilers. We went off last week.
Yes. I'm sorry, Jay. We did jinx it. I could feel in your episode description last week that there was a bit of anger in there and rage. And this is my formal, because it was a really short one. And at the end, it was like, and the boys jinxed the Edmonton Oilers. And I was like, oh, I see. He's mourning. He's mourning. So this is my formal on the podcast apology for our antics last week.
Yeah.
I watched the game 7 with a couple of friends, and I get home and I'm like, wait a minute. We talked about the game on the podcast.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's why we lost.
It's the death knell. The National Hockey League runs on AniPro.
Mm-hmm.
It's true. Yeah. Gary Bettman himself, he listens.
He tunes
for sure.
in. Yeah.
Well, boys, at least Canada will always have the Blue Jays.
Yes.
Oh, no, wait, they stink too.
They also stink. At
okay,
least they'll have the
speaking
Raptors. Oh, crap.
Oh no, we're doomed. We're doomed in everything. Okay, so speaking of Pokemon, I went to Jay's last weekend and we played some card games. So we played.
You guys played Yu-Gi-Oh.
I brought my Yu-Gi-Oh deck. I brought my Weiss Schwartz deck, and I brought some Pokemon decks to play with Jay, because Jay's been playing Pokemon lately. Pokemon cards, I should be specific. And I've come to the conclusion that I think we've discussed this before. Weiss Schwartz is the superior card game. It's the most fun. It's got a nice flow to it. And now I can finally say on air that Pokemon is the worst card game I've ever played in my life.
How dare you?
And let me tell you why.
Go off, King.
Power creep is a thing in card games, right? We all agree with that.
Yeah.
It's a thing that happens. I have never seen a card game with such an atrocious level of power creep ever in my life. I brought out like my boss monster like immediately, and Jay obliterated my Mewtwo. Destroyed it in one shot. Okay,
what was
that's
it?
no
a
problem.
Mewtwo EX?
No, it was a Mewtwo.
It was base set Mewtwo.
Oh, base?
Yeah. Oh no.
Okay.
No. You're drinking the Kool-Aid. You shouldn't be able to laugh at that. Yu-Gi-Oh, who Mike famously says is a bad card game.
Terrible card game. Yeah.
You can still play like Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. It's 4,500. It's still a playable card. It's still a usable beat stick.
Yeah.
You cannot play a first gen Pokemon card. It's not possible.
No, absolutely not.
It's also out of rotation.
It's also illegal.
It's out of rotation, which Mike, come on.
Don't you dare diss rotation.
Rotation is that is literally the biggest scam I've ever seen.
It is the saving grace of card games.
No, that's not. That's cope. It is not the saving grace of card games. It is literally there just so you buy new cards.
That's part of the reason. Yes, you're correct.
That is the reason.
But also it lets them keep the format fresh. That way you're not always playing the same thing, and they don't have to power creep.
Well, I mean, they did power creep, and also it's so they can introduce the same card with a different name, so you can buy the new card that's in the rotation.
That too as well.
That does the same thing as an old card.
Oh, you guys have been drinking the Kool-Aid together. I can tell what's happening here.
We're not drinking no Kool-Aid. We're drinking Powerade. You're drinking Kool-Aid.
Look. I like the Pokemon
Jay's
card
in the
game.
middle. Jay's in the middle.
I like the Pokemon card game, but you gotta criticize it when the criticism is due.
Oh, for sure. And I just think you guys' criticism is invalid here, for sure.
Listen, there's card games that have like ban lists. Of course, Yu-Gi-Oh does. It's famous.
Pokemon does too.
Right, but Pokemon's ban list is partially just based on arbitrary time to move on to the next rotation. All those cards you've collected all these years sucks. Can't
play with them
use
and expanded. Play with them and expanded.
Well, then you're not playing the game then. If you want to get into a tournament, you have to play with the cards that they're allocated, that they've arbitrarily allocated to be legal.
It's like
not out of an unfair,
2 years.
Not out of an unfair advantage, just because it's time for everyone to buy new cards.
Yeah, no, I hear what you're saying. It is a money grab for sure.
Yes.
But if I was still playing Tapu Lele for the past 4 years, I would probably be going insane, for example.
Well, then
or if Shaman EX was still a thing. Yeah, just keep it fresh. I want to see different pictures with the same effects, you know? Like I don't care.
No, that's fine. So just release new cards that get that like
just make the deck different.
Yeah.
Or like bolster the deck.
I hear what you guys are saying. I personally like rotation. I think it's a great thing. And I think we're just going to have to disagree on this one.
We're going to have to disagree. And we're going to come to blows later. We're going to have a fist fight.
Look, every card game we listed here, because we're talking about 3 different card games. They all have their negatives.
Absolutely.
All of them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yu-Gi-Oh is ridiculous when you're playing at a super high level, because it's just like turn 1, you set up your board. Turn 2, you go for game.
Yeah.
Yep.
Pokemon, we just discussed.
White Schwartz,
the ultimate card game.
It's way too niche. Nobody.
Too confusing.
It's the perfect card game.
There's too many effects. There's too many different like random effects you need to know and stuff.
Pokemon has a ton of effects.
It has burn, paralyze, and poison.
Oh yeah, and then I went to Poison Jay, and then he flipped a coin, and of course I'm like, there we go, go. Of course,
they never work. They never really work.
Never worked. No.
Coin flip effects in Pokemon is stupid. Just
they don't work very well. No.
There are so many effects in Pokemon. It's like flip a coin. No, I don't want to flip a coin. Just do the thing that you're supposed to do. No, if tails, this does nothing.
Well, yeah, it should be heads. Heads, you want the thing. Tails, you get a lesser of something.
You get a lesser thing, or you get a different thing.
So you just don't like the all or nothing nature of Pokemon.
Yeah, I hadn't thought of that, but you know what? Yes.
Okay.
But also, like Pokemon nowadays is very similar to Yu-Gi-Oh in the retrospect, where it's or in the aspect of like, damage now is like it's either you're either one-shotting your opponent's Pokemon or you're two-shotting them.
Yeah.
Which like
it's always been like that though. I've been playing for probably 10 years and it's been like that the whole time, pretty much.
At least Pokemon, like I will say this about Pokemon, like the game will go on longer than something like Yu-Gi-Oh, where it's like you are just OTKing your opponent. That's what you want to do.
Yeah, that's the part I hate. I hate when a match only lasts like 5 minutes and you don't even have a chance to play.
Yeah. And
at
then
least
there's
Pokemon's
Weiss.
Guaranteed like 20 minutes probably. Weiss is a good length for sure of the 3.
Weiss is guaranteed like you're rubber banding each other. So like someone will like go to level 3 and then immediately after the other player will go to level 3.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just a cool concept too.
I think it's
moral
at the end
of
of the
story,
day, different strokes for different folks.
Different strokes for different folks, and we can all agree White Schwartz is fun, right?
White Schwartz, we can all agree that, yeah.
Okay.
I would say all three are fun.
Yeah. I wouldn't say that they're not fun. I wouldn't say
all
three. Not fun.
All 3 are good card games, just flawed.
Yeah,
just
that
different.
card game Jay and I played with our buddy Vince actually recently was pretty fun too. I don't remember what it's called.
Oh, Heart of Crown?
Heart of Crown. That game was really fun too. I want to play that
It is
again.
a very fun game.
Yeah.
I love Heart of Crown.
That one
and then one day we'll all get into the Superior game, Magic: The Gathering.
I'm scared of Magic.
I will never get into Magic.
It's too big for you. It's too popular.
I was talking to someone about it the other day, and they were like, "Don't get into Magic."
It's like the most popular one. It's got to be.
It is the most popular one. Millions of people can't be wrong.
That's right. Yeah. We were talking about anime though, right? Like at some point here. Yeah. Now that everyone's stopped listening.
We were hovering around the anime topic, but now we've got to stop hovering. We've got to land. We got to land this bird.
Yeah.
And we're going to land this bird right on where we begin the awards. The awards here, of course, we each have an award to present. No overlapping. We can't select one if somebody else is selected. And these awards are the nominees for the year-end awards, the big weebies at the end of the year.
Yep.
Now, how do we decide what order we're going in? Well, listener, I'm glad you asked. We decide them the same way that we did last week, based on last season's draft. But this time it goes in reverse.
Can I play the song?
No.
Oh.
No.
It's too long.
No. No.
But you mentioned the draft.
I did mention the draft.
Has a theme song
as Cole's
now.
trying to play it also at the same time. I recognize
no,
that.
I'm not.
Yeah.
But so in the order, the draft order went like this: Mike, Jay, Cole. Because Mike had the weakest draft last season, Jay had second, and I had the superior draft, as usual, of course.
Yeah.
Now we go in the reverse order. My prize for last season is getting first dibs. Then Jay, and then Mike has to.
Your prize is also you get a point toward the trophy at the end of the year.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yes.
And congratulations, Cole, honestly, on being such an impressive specimen when it comes to the draft.
Thank you.
mean, to be fair, it's either one of the two of you.
I mean, yeah, but I'll take the praise this time.
Yeah, take the praise. Eat that. Yeah. Eat that W.
So we're going to talk about really good shows. We're going to talk about the best of the best, but we start off the awards here with the unfortunate worst show, the flop of the season.
We're all about spite, right? So we might as well bring some spite into the mix.
Oh, and I am spiteful, to be honest, this season. My pick is one I was very much looking forward to, and unfortunately just kind of lost me along the way. And
I have a suspicion. I know. I might know what it is.
Maybe just because it's a remake of a show.
Yeah.
And
I think I might be right.
Yeah, I think I know what show you're talking about.
Unfortunately, my flop of the season was Spice and Wolf Merchant Meets Wise Wolf. Not out of like a story thing. The story's good, obviously. I like Spice and Wolf. It was just, sometimes when you're treading the same ground, it's.
I actually almost put this here. For the same reason. It's like one of my backup picks because I'm going third. I have to have backup picks. And I agree with you. I think that it didn't have enough stuff for someone who's returning after watching the first two seasons that came out in like 2006 or whatever. Like it was just retreading everything and basically followed the exact same story beats, but a little closer to the light novel. Yeah. And like, as someone who just listened to the audiobooks of the light novel as well, I acknowledge that it was well done. If I had never seen anything Spice and Wolf before, I would have been like, wow, this is really good. But like, I just found myself like, okay, I don't need to watch. I already know what's going to happen. He's going to do the thing and Hollow's going to tell the scales are off or whatever. And it's like, okay, I don't know. Maybe I know what's happening.
Yeah. Maybe in a few years I can go back and I can revisit this one with a more fresh set of eyes. But like, yeah, it's cleaner, it's more modern, it's nicer, but like the old one also, because it was a little bit less impressive, it had a certain charm to it, where this one, it just doesn't have that same charm. Holo's great, Lawrence is great, the voice acting's great. It's just, I don't know. Maybe I watched the original too recently. I think that may have been the problem.
Yeah, maybe that review that we did for the show was just kind of
too soon. Like too
soon. Yeah.
Yeah. I think what I'll do in like a few months, I'll just binge the whole thing.
I think the problem is that the remake, it was too close in quality to the original. That like, because like I feel like if we were going like, wow, this is such a big improvement.
Yeah.
Then
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if
then
this
it probably
was like,
wouldn't have mattered as much.
if this was very like bombastic. It's prettier for sure,
Yeah.
but not like
It's like we went from like, I don't know, like a Mustang to like a Mustang GT. You know, like it's like we went from the first one's pretty good. This is definitely better, but it's not that much better.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Jay, what's your flop of the season?
My flop of the season is probably less of a it has much less of a notoriety than Cole's show, but it's still a show that I was looking forward to at the beginning of the season, and it just completely lost me right at the start.
oh,
And that was Astronaut.
Oh,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
Yes. I remember like week 1, you're like, I'm done with this.
Yeah. It wasn't funny. None of the jokes landed. I didn't really care about any of it. The OP was fine, but like, if the most I can say about the show is I like the OP.
yeah.
Yeah. I get
That's
that.
pretty damning. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one, it just kind of fell off too. Like nobody's talking about this show anyway.
Yeah.
Probably for good reason. Yeah.
Just doomed to obscurity. Was it supposed to be funny? Like it's a comedy?
Yeah, it was a
It's a comedy.
comedy.
Yeah. So if it's not funny, that's damning for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Womp,
Did it at least look good or anything?
Looked fine,
Yeah.
but like it wasn't like mind blowing or anything.
Yeah.
It was just kind of there.
I don't know, like, and the term flop to me, like, doesn't necessarily mean this was like a bad show. It was just kind of like disappointing. you know?
Yeah.
That's kind of how I
Yeah.
look at it. So
I agree.
yeah, of
Yeah.
course, there's bad shows this season, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna
No,
pick one.
like there were definitely worse shows than this.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's just this show probably was the show
mid.
that didn't meet my expectations.
Yeah. And
All
it's
right,
just
Mike.
okay, my turn. I'm gonna go with a show that I think you guys might agree with me on.
Mhm.
And it's the flop because I can't watch it. I'm going with Girls Band Cry as my flop of the season.
Oh, rest in peace, Cole's heart. Yeah.
I know. And it's crazy because I'm looking at it here on AniList. It rated an 8.4, 84%. It's
Mhm.
obviously good.
Yeah.
It's absurdly good.
A lot of
It's a
every
full
time-
CG music show that
Mhm.
must be good.
yeah.
It's the number 5 highest rated show of 2024. The 88th highest rated of all time.
Mm-hmm.
And gentlemen, would you like to watch this show?
I would love to watch this show.
I also would love to watch this show.
Well, guess what? You
What?
can't. And
Oh.
that's
Oh,
why it's
no.
that's why it's my flop of the season, because you can only
You know-
watch this if you pirate, if you're going to sail the season.
I think
You know
Cole
who the-
drafted this show.
No, I didn't.
No,
I
he
didn't
thought
draft
about
the
it.
show. I
Oh,
thought
okay.
about
Yeah.
it. I will say, the flop here probably isn't the show necessarily as much as it is Western licensing
Yes.
practices. They missed the ball on this one. They missed
did.
it. They probably saw it and they thought CG show about like a band and all of the voice actors aren't like established people. Like nah,
Western
we'll miss
people
this
don't
one.
love idol stuff. There wasn't like a really big hit show about 4 girls forming a band really recently.
Yeah, no. Why would they enjoy this?
Yeah. Totally. You hit the nail on the head. It's not the show because I don't know what the show is. The
Yeah.
flop is on the anime industry in the West as a whole for flopping the ball on this one. And
I'm blaming the Crunchyroll guy that gets the licenses.
Yeah.
I mean, kind of.
It's his fault.
Kind of, honestly.
It's his
Yeah.
fault.
I mean, it's not too late. You guys can get it still and stream the whole thing.
I'm wondering if maybe like there was like a music licensing is the problem here with this one. But
Maybe.
either way, my rage
Maybe.
will not be quelled by logistics and rationality.
No,
In this case,
I
the
agree.
flop is there and it's been flopped. Was there any other
Mhm.
flops you guys can think of for this season? Any runners up?
My other like runner up was the Jay, do you remember the apartment one? Studio apartment, good lighting, angel included.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
What?
that one kind of lost me a little bit too. It was cute. It was cute
There's a
and
cute
fluffy,
girl in it.
but
Okay.
just kind of that's all it was. So
Yeah.
I kind
Little
I think it was
one
better
noticed.
as a manga.
maybe. Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
as a manga it'd be better. Kind of chill.
I know.
but-
I have the manga.
Have you read it?
Yeah.
There you
no.
go.
I knew what I was in for going in, but it just I don't know. The manga just kind of
It's more I don't know. Sometimes
There's
manga
more
just
oomph
works
to
better.
it.
Yeah.
I think it was too slice of lifey
Okay.
for an anime.
What about you guys? Do you guys have any backups?
The Mission Yozakura family was a flop for me for sure.
I was going to bring that one up, but I think for
Yeah.
a different reason than you.
Okay.
It's a Shonen Jump anime, which like most of the time Shonen Jump anime, like they hit.
There's a bar there for sure.
And like either nobody knew about this show, or like if they did, not a lot of people were watching it.
Yeah. And I think part of that's the Disney Plus effect, probably.
Yeah.
Or I guess it's Hulu in everywhere else. But it wasn't super accessible. It wasn't super good. And it just kind of didn't hit the chords for me, that one. Yeah.
Yeah. It's fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jade, you got one before we move on?
Yozakura was mine, but Mike,
okay.
despite the fact that
Yeah.
We can move on. We've got lots of awards here to give out. So we can move on to the next one, which is opening sequence of the season, the OP of the season.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm hoping that one of you guys pick like the one that I want to go with, but I have a feeling one of you guys will. So I'm going to go with Kaiju number 8. I love this OP. I know you guys weren't quite as high on it as I am, but
I like the
love
OP too. It's one of my
I like
runners
the
up.
song. Yeah, I like the song. I like the visuals for me are like really cool. Very like kaleidoscopy, very sci-fi, and they went full CG on it.
Yeah.
I mean,
I wanted
it
it
was
as
a very
like on my Windows Media Player on my PC from 2006 when I'm listening to Linkin Park. I wanted it as the visualizer for that.
Yeah. I kind of
like
just this tunnel of hands and guns, and and I mean the way it ends on the title card is like, yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah. I know some
like
people
it.
like did not like it at all though, but I
know.
appreciate it. I like the song too.
I think disliking it and more being underwhelmed by it is how I can describe it. Like it feels a bit too minimalistic to me.
Okay.
Minimalistic. Okay.
Like it feels like it feels like those Daniel Craig James Bond openings.
Yeah, that's what I like about it.
Artistic and cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's okay. Obviously,
it doesn't feel like that fits what Kaiju number 8 is to me. So
I see what you mean.
Okay,
As
I
a
see what
fit.
you're saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
I guess I'm looking at it from more like just a very specific
On an island.
This OP,
Yeah.
This OP make me go ooh ah.
But I
ooga,
mean,
booga.
different strokes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It tickles the lizard part of my brain a little bit when I watch it. Like I'm just watching it, I'm just like, ooga booga. I like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now,
it's
Jay,
good.
why
And
don't you
it's-
pick the one I would say was probably the best one
So
of the season.
my best OP of the season comes from another show that was on Disney Plus. Not
Thank
a lot
you.
of people got to watch.
Thank you for picking this, Jay.
But the moment I saw it, I knew
Yeah.
it was OP of the season. That's Ranger Rejects Go Loser Rangers OP.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Talk about an OP jam packed with like hidden meaning, so many details. The imagery's on point. It's fantastic.
It's just kind of a vibe too. Like
Yeah.
it really just kind of like it's more of a traditional OP than obviously Cole's was, but it's still like interesting enough that like me, a famous skipper of OPs, was like, yeah, this is pretty cool. I'm gonna watch this one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch this one.
Yeah. No, it's really cool. I like that one.
It's
Like
really
I said,
cool.
that probably would have been my pick,
Great
but
song.
I
too.
knew you'd take it.
Yeah.
I was hoping you wouldn't take it, so I could take it.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
I wanted
'cause-
Kaiju number 8 to be here because I think it's worthy.
Yeah.
I think
fair.
you played a little bit of inside baseball because you knew that one of us had probably picked that.
Yeah.
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 Honestly,
let's
this
be
is a
real.
good season for
It's-
OPs.
Yeah,
It
it
was.
was. Why don't you announce
Yeah.
yours, Mike, and then
Yeah.
we'll talk about some of the other OPs.
Okay, mine I'm going to go with is Konosuba Season 3's Growing Up by Machichiko. I don't know. It's kind of just another Konosuba OP in the way that like you kind of expect it to be. But I thought it was probably the best Konosuba OP, and it's probably the only one I didn't skip one single time this whole season. So I for that reason, it's probably got to be my number one. It's just, if you want to know what Konosuba is all about, you can watch an OP and you kind of get it. And I like that.
Yeah. All their OPs have been really good. I like, he dies at the end, which is funny.
Yeah.
And I like Aqua's little like, and then gives him the thumbs up.
Yeah.
She like,
I like that
cute.
panning shot where they're running away at the castle and it's like just panning around and everything. That looked cool.
I'd say it's arguably the best Konosuba OP, and it's definitely the best looking Konosuba OP in terms of like animation and stuff like that, and like shot direction.
Mm-hmm.
And the song's good too. So
yeah, I would agree with the second part there. It's the best looking one. I don't know if it's the best one for me, but they're all just really good. That's the problem.
It's kind of like Kaguya-sama, where it's kind of like, just pick they're all good. Just pick one.
I probably prefer the second one, but they're all like kind of equal up there.
It's literally just like, there's no wrong answer with this one.
Yeah.
But what about some like runners up? I got one. I got a couple actually, but I'll just say Yuri Camp. Yuri Camp. Thank you. Yuri Camp had a really cool OP. They always have like cool OPs with the like shapes and the just the styling of it. It was very artistic and not like your typical just, you'd think like this would be like cute girls running around camping and stuff, but it's like they do more like artistic stuff with like shapes and like camping imagery as opposed to just them camping. It's a cool OP. Yeah. I really like that one.
I was watching a like highlight video where they just like put the best parts of like the top 30 OPs or whatever on YouTube. And I'd never seen that one before, but it really stood out to me when I was watching that clip that I actually went and just kind of watched the whole thing. It's a bop. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. Yeah. And the song's good too. Yeah.
Yep.
What about you guys?
I'm following the proper order here, Jay.
Okay.
You scolded me last time.
So I'd say Mushoku Tensei Season 2 Part 2 would be my runner-up.
I would agree with you if I didn't skip it every time. I don't know. It just didn't do anything for me. The last part, like part one, really stood out to me because it was their first time doing an OP, where this one I was like, it doesn't live up to the same.
It's really good, but it has a little bit of the generic isekai OP feeling. Just a touch.
A little bit. Yeah. It's good though.
I agree.
I mean, don't get me wrong. There's a reason why it didn't end up being number one. And I mean, Go-Go Loser Rangers was just too good.
Yeah, it's just too good.
Yeah.
But I really liked the focus on like Rudy growing up, on like Rudy's relationship with his dad, and just kind of how it depicted the angle of the arc that was currently going on.
Yeah.
So
yeah, a bit more artistry to it than
yeah. It was like we said, it's a kind of a packed season for OPs actually.
Yeah. Yeah. What about you, Mike? You got one?
I got one. My runner-up I want to call attention to, and it's going to be a weird one for me here. I'm going to go with Bartender's OP.
Oh,
it's so soft. It kind of like Spice and Wolf's a little bit, where it's kind of just like a nice soft song. But I feel like the Bartender OP just like perfectly set the mood for what you were getting into. And for that, I have to commend it, because it just kind of like, it's this like kind of soft, heartfelt song showing like just the character interactions between these people at the bar and stuff. And it stood out to me as one I watched more often than not. And I'm going to call it out for that. Yeah. Also, Train to the End of the World's OP is cool too, because it does this weird like middle of the OP stops and just becomes a totally different song almost, which is cool. Very experimental. Yeah.
That one also was a runner-up for me for OP this season. And I probably would have picked it had Ranger Reject not.
Yeah.
Just like blowing everything else out of the water for me.
It's got good visuals
and I gotta, and I gotta throw accolades at Sound Euphonium. They always have good OPs.
Yeah.
I
say I mean, it's not knowing anything, but sure.
It's a KyoAni OP. It's good. It's good.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
good.
It
Very
can't
pretty.
possibly be bad, right? It's KyoAni.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Let's move on to ED of the season. This is about ending sequences. I'm going to go with one where I feel like this show had a very good OP and a very good ED. Go figure. I'm going to go with one. It's off of, it's currently streaming on Disney Plus. You may have heard of this show because we just talked about it. With regards to the OP, I'm going with Go Go Loser Ranger. This one slaps too.
Yeah,
they're dancing. Oh, it's great. I
love,
really like it.
I love the little details in it too. Like, you see like the larger Duster, like when they strike the pose at the end, he like fumbles a little bit.
Yeah,
like
no,
just like the little things in it. So good.
It's so good. I also just want to give a shout out to the first episode's ED. It's the same song, but like how they use like production stills.
Why didn't they keep doing that?
I thought that was their ED, and I was so hyped for it. I was like, oh my God. Like as an anime fan, like a person who really appreciates the production aspect of it.
Would you say
that would have been so cool?
An anime otaku?
You would say that. I just don't like that word. But but yes, as an otaku.
Yeah. The thing that kind of clued me
concept.
The thing that kind of clued me in is they used the OP music for that.
Oh yes, yeah, they did.
So I was like,
no,
probably
me and
just
Cole were just caught up in the hype. Monkeys watching anime. Yeah,
it was really
Freeze
cool.
Would be proud.
I was hoping it was like that, but it wasn't.
Good pick though, Cole. Honestly,
this was probably my runner-up.
Yeah,
honestly.
Well, what was your?
My ED of the season kind of surprised me because the show was not that great, but the ED was like kind of fire.
Okay, and
that was from Mappa's showing this season of Oblivion Battery. I loved how it handled like kind of like this like watercolor-ish like cloudy aesthetic of telling the story of these guys playing baseball together. And it was just like a very very like storybook-esque style that I didn't get a lot of this season, and it just really worked for me.
No, nice.
Too bad the show wasn't as good to follow, but
I don't think I've seen it. But I'll look for it because I do like the kind of like watercolor pastel-ish aesthetic.
Yeah,
so that would be cool.
Yeah. I'm also a fellow sucker for that, so I should check that out too. I'm also I feel like I'm a recovering Mappa stan too, so I feel like I should check it out as well.
Recovering? You are current?
I don't know. They've gone down in my books lately. They've definitely
they've kind of. They can only do so much. They're tired over there.
But also,
there.
I mean, like they've got multiple teams working on multiple different shows. It's not like the same guys.
Yeah.
If it was the same guys, I'd be concerned.
They're a massive studio.
Yeah. They'll be fine, I'm sure. But Mike, what's your ED of the season?
I'm glad you guys didn't take it because I was sweating here. I'm gonna go with the ED. This one I approach it as maybe it's not my favorite or the best looking ED. But it's probably the ED that I'm going to remember most. It's the ED of the season for me. And that's Kaiju number 8's Nobody by One Republic. Because it's the only ED that I saw get like actual meme-ified on the internet a little bit. And it was, because so many people were like, Kaiju number 8, every episode ends on a massive cliffhanger and you're at the edge of your seat. And then all of a sudden it's this like One Republic song and like this girl laying on a couch kind of thing. And it's just like, you're just so mad because you're like, no, I need to know what's next.
Yeah, maybe they should have swapped the OP and ED songs.
It's kind of nice though. It's like because it always ends, you're like so like amped up, and then all of a sudden it's like this One Republic just super tame song, and you're like, oh, okay, I guess I'm back to it's like
relax.
It's like a palate cleanser almost, and it's a good song. I like the visuals too. It's kind of got that, like you said, like painted style to it a little bit.
Kind of cartoony a little bit.
I liked the idea that it had of like just they're on a computer looking at different pictures. I thought that was neat.
Yeah.
Do
you have any runners up?
I've got a few, so let me just run through them here. I'll start with one that neither of you have seen, I'm sure. Sound Euphonium, again, just a nice KyoAni ED. The whole like motif of them taking pictures and stuff. It's pretty.
Yeah.
Eurocamp was interesting to me. It was kind of plain and boring. Nadeshiko is basically riding on a train with headphones in, and then it plays like clips from the episode. Kind of lazy, but it was fine. It's memorable. The most memorable one out of the three that I would say are my runners up is Konosuba's ED.
Yeah, it's good.
I laugh every time they're looking at that like tadpole in the bath, and it's just laying there, and they're looking down at it like, did we just kill this thing? Every time. I just think it's so funny because Darkness, Kazuma, and Megumin have this look of shock on their face, and Aqua's just completely clueless. She's just smiling.
Yeah,
it's great. I love it. Yeah,
Konosuba's great.
What about you, Jay?
My runner up, aside from Go-Go Loser Ranger, because I love that dance number. It's so funny.
Yeah.
Good song and all that. But the one that like kind of gets me, because like every time it comes on, I'm like, oh, this looks really good, and then it's just a slideshow, is Windbreaker.
Oh yeah.
Every time I see it, it starts and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be a good ED, and then it just turns into a slideshow.
It does.
Oh boy, here's the
really
good
does. Jay, you nailed it though. It's like a tease. You're like, oh, okay, and then you're like, oh, okay.
Literally every episode I watched of it, I was like, oh, wait a minute,
because it looks
wait a minute.
It looks so pretty, and it's like a good song and stuff, and then it's like, oh. Just if you would have just put a little more, please, just a little more.
Just a little bit more. Like, okay, they clearly had like the artistic chops because of how they depicted the first scene in the anime.
Yeah.
If they'd just done that, then it would have been my pick.
Nope, that's not what they wanted to do though.
But that's not what they wanted to do.
They didn't do that. Yeah. Mike,
my runner-up is going to be. See, I kind of was. I feel like we've kind of hit all the big ones here, but maybe Spice and Wolf. I liked Spice and Wolf's ED this season.
I like the ED. Yeah, it was your classic. It was your classic Spice and Wolf ED.
It reminds me of the apple of my eye or whatever the heck the ED is from the original. Yeah, it's kind of just a cute song with like these cool like Renaissance-y looking pictures and stuff. I watched it more
Chibi.
often than not. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Chibi meets Renaissance. Yeah.
Chibisance. Yeah.
Did we just come up with a new word? Yes,
we did.
Yes.
Okay, song of the season. So this is strictly about songs. So it could be OP, ED.
Eyes are closed for this one.
Insert song. I'm gonna go with one. It's from a show that's on Disney Plus. Maybe you guys have heard of it. It's called Go-Go Loser Ranger. The song's called Preview of Me by Tatsuya
Kitani. Yeah.
Whoa,
thank you.
I've heard of this song before.
It's the OP from Go-Go Loser Ranger, and it slaps. I mean, I didn't know that I needed like a children's choir in my pre-chorus.
That's such an interesting idea.
But it's so cool.
It is so cool.
It's just such a weird, cool song, and I love it.
Our boy Tatsuya is getting quite the resume of anime OPs, because he also did Jujutsu Kaisen's second OP for the second season there too.
Yeah,
and so that's like, 2 for 2 on just banger OPs. But it's an ED in this case. Yeah,
he's doing it's
no, it's the OP.
It's the OP.
Brain's not working. Brain's not working.
No, it's all right. It's all right. Yep. It's early. It's the middle of the night.
Yeah,
it's early.
It's the middle of the night. Yeah.
So yeah, that's mine. That's my song of the season. Jay,
very good pick.
Good pick. Good pick.
Thank you.
There are a lot of like really good songs this season. Like, hey, we got 2 Western songs by Youngblood and One Republic, and I'm not picking either of them.
Oh, okay.
I am going to pick a song from a show that we haven't talked about yet, but needs its recognition. And that's the insert song from episode 1 of Jellyfish Can't Swim in the Night.
Is that 2 for 2 for insert songs this year for you, Jay? Did you pick an insert song last time too?
I think I did. Yeah.
Okay.
Jellyfish had some good songs. Yeah.
I think for me, the main reason why I'm picking this song is not only is it a good song, but like its direct impact on the story and the plot and that moment is so pivotal to the story, and how they incorporate it and everything, just masterfully done. And I just wanted to shout that out because Jellyfish Can't Swim in the Night is so good.
It's really
such a good show.
It's really good.
Watch
it's just there's so many good shows this
I know.
season.
I really just ran out of time, but I kind of wanted to watch it.
Just before we move on to Mike's pick, I do just want to say, because I forgot, Jellyfish had some cool ass EDs where they were basically just the YouTube videos that the team would put together. Yeah, it's cool concept. But Mike, what's your song of the season?
Ooh, I'm kind of just scrambling here because like I feel like I really only had one answer here. I couldn't think of a second good one. And I'm just gonna go with the Youngblood opening from
Abyss.
Abyss from Kaiju number 8. Yeah. It's a good song. It wasn't my favorite song of the season. My favorite song of the season is the one Cole picked, the one from Go Go Loser Ranger. But I think this one's also I could see myself throwing this one on and listening to it too. It's a groove for sure. Yeah.
This is my backup as well.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah, the only downside to this song is if you want to listen to like the song.
Yeah. Not anywhere.
It's no, it is. It's on Spotify and everything. The song's only like a minute and 40 seconds long.
It's like made just for this OP.
It's like 2 minutes long. Yeah.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because I would like to like have another verse or something to it.
Yeah.
Kids, the verse is
we've reached peak OP where it's just like that is the song is the OP. There is no OP version of it. Yeah.
There is no fat to trim. Yeah, there's no TV version. That's my backup would be Abyss, Youngblood as well.
Yeah. Good
Jay,
to know.
You got a backup?
My backup, there were a lot of songs that I wanted to pick, but the one I want to give a shout out to just because I heard it while I was at the mall on like the like music player is the ED for Kaiju number 8.
Yeah,
I was just like walking through the mall and it started playing and I was like, holy crap. This is Kaiju number 8. It's One Republic. So like,
I would have went with that one as my winner, but I just have like this like negative connotation towards giving like an anime award to One Republic. I don't know. It just feels a little weird to me. And I'm just
it's weird to give an American an anime award.
And like,
it's fine if you give a British person one though.
Yeah, like I'd give it to Coldplay, no problem. But One Republic?
You guys see Michael J. Fox play with Coldplay?
No, I didn't.
It was very sweet. Yeah. Oh. I didn't know Michael J. Fox is in a wheelchair. That made me sad.
Oh,
anyway,
sad. Because Parkinson's, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Mike, do you have a backup?
I'd probably go with whatever the name of the song is from Train to the End of the World as my backup, because my other backup probably would have been the One Republic song again.
Yeah.
But I feel like this season, really, the cream really did rise to the top for like, it seems like we're kind of all echoing each other's sentiments here. Or maybe we just like the same things now. I hope not.
We just all assimilated into one being.
I hope not.
Well, it'd be boring if we're all agreeing on everything, you know?
I hope we don't all like the same thing.
Yeah.
We should argue more.
Yes, we should.
I know what Mike means.
No,
for the sake of the podcast, it's like it's nice to have three
it's content
opinions. Yeah. But let's move on. Let's move on to production. Production, so that'd be OST, direction, etc. Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pick a show. This is a part 2 of season 2 on this one, Mushoku Tensei. I just think the direction on these shows is always great. They do such a good job with like character reactions. The reaction shot is perfected in this show. I can't think of a show that has a better like just devastated face on characters. They do so well.
And that like violin track that comes in when that thing happens, like like that like painful sting, you feel it.
Like that was other than like something like ReZero, like that one episode of Mushoku Tensei I could see being like one of the most difficult to rewatch. Just for I think if you know, that episode. If you know,
I think that episode was like one of, if not the best episodes this season.
It was very good. But that would be my pick for production. Mushoku Tensei, they did a very good job.
And I feel like, I think every time that there is a Mushoku Tensei, either you or Jay give them this award, basically. Because, it's always incredible. It always looks great.
Yeah.
Jay, what do you now have to settle on now that I picked
well,
Tensei?
I actually am not settling because I kind of alluded to picking this show. Mushoku Tensei, obvious runner-up. But at the same time, kind of like how Cole knew that I picked the Go-Go Loser Ranger OP, kind of knew this Mushoku Tensei would slip through the cracks.
Really?
Yeah.
But the show that kind of got me, and also because it's an original, that I want to give it the bonus points, but Jellyfish Can't Swim in the Night looks gorgeous.
Yeah.
From its direction to its camera movements to like its music, everything. Oh, chef's kiss.
Yeah.
Ooh.
No, I remember after episode 1, like me and Jay kind of gushing about like in anime, often you don't see like a lot of camera movement. You know, we see panning shots, we see stuff like that. And that's why I like a studio like Shaft, because they move the camera around a lot. This does that too, which is, commendable, I would say.
Yeah, because it's harder to do in anime, right? You kind of need to put more thought into it. So I could see why they don't do it, but you'd really notice when they do it.
Yeah.
And when they
it's
do, like, it's always a nice treat.
Yeah, it's completely understandable why it's not done often, but it's, like you said, you notice it when it's done, and I appreciate it.
And everything I've seen from this show looks visually great as well. So definitely, but like from the production standpoint, like I can't really comment because I haven't seen it, but
yeah. You gotta watch it. You gotta watch it.
It's so good.
I know.
It's so good.
Just ran out of time. Yeah.
Well, what did you watch? What did
I watch? This one I'm going to go with, again, Kaiju number 8. I just feel like every episode of this show, while it's probably not it's not going to be a show that's like the best thing I've ever watched. It just never was going to be that. I think that it did a really good job of setting up each episode to have enough content that it never felt like it dragged. It was paced perfectly. Every episode kept you wanting more. The direction is great. From the fight scenes to like the reactions to like events that happen and stuff. It's just done really well. The OST is great as well. I loved how, like, honestly, a big part of the reason they're getting this award here is every time that the kaijus come in, they decided to go with the classic Godzilla, like, I don't even know what you call that, like the trumpet sound effect.
Yeah, like a Godzilla-ish score.
Yeah, it's cool. They like paid homage to these other like classic kaiju films that came before it, while also being a new and exciting, cool new thing. I really appreciate it. I thought it was directed well. I thought it's why it's my production.
Good comedy beats in that one too.
Yes.
Like it had a few scenes where I was like, I'd laugh out loud.
Direction is incredibly important for any kind of comedy, right?
Yeah. I mean, Production IG, S tier studio. What can we say?
They're making a case lately. Yeah.
You guys got any runners up? I'll go with Sound Euphonium. I can't not.
I mean, it's KyoAni. I mean, we knew it was going to be in this conversation before they even aired. So yeah.
JD got one.
I mean, Kaiju number 8 was probably my one.
Yeah.
Other one. And also Mushoku Tensei Season 2 Part 2. But
okay.
And Mike?
I would probably go with, I feel like Train to the End of the World had like really good direction too. Like it really, it hit on all the different beats, and for being an originals often fail in the way, like in the direction category, because it's weird because they have no excuse for having bad direction because it's an original, right? But it just seems like sometimes they get like overwhelmed and it just kind of like falls apart. And this show just kind of, honestly, the vision was there from the beginning. It was paced really well. All the actions and stuff that happened kind of like, it looks good, sounds good, is good. Yeah.
100%. I agree.
Yeah.
Let's move on to visuals then. So this is kind of more animation design, like a bit more of a focus on how the show looks. Looks. So I'm going to go with Sound Euphonium Season 3. KyoAni always does a great job with their art direction. They are kings and queens over there of using shadows and lighting like no other studio can do lighting like they do. Yeah, it's so good. The character designs as well are great. I mean, it's Sound Euphonium, it's season 3, so the character designs, we kind of know them, but like each character, even background characters, have unique aspects to them. Yeah, they go all out. Like Jay said, I think a number of weeks ago, like this could be their magnum opus. Like this could be KyoAni's big, like what we think of down in years from now. Like KyoAni is synonymous with Sound Euphonium, and we're getting to that point. Yeah. Jay, what about you?
I agree. Sound Euphonium looks great. For me, this one's kind of a toss up, but I think I'm gonna go with Kaiju number 8.
Yeah.
I think like this show looks really good, has great animation, like well lit, well shot and that, but like it just like visually looks like a good kaiju movie.
Yeah. The action in it is really good. Yeah.
Action, it's sublime. Yeah, I mean,
yeah. It probably would have been my pick as well too. Like it's every beat in that show, from literally the second you hit play on Crunchyroll to the time the episode ends, it looks good. So
yeah.
No, great pick, Jay. Great pick. Now, Mike, let me hear your pick, and I will critique it.
Okay, well, I'm picking Windbreaker as my pick for the best visuals of the season.
Okay,
because Cloverworks knows how to make things look really, really, really good as well. And this show, for a show about fighting, it knew what it had to do. Just make the fights look good, choreography look good, character designs look cool. They all have like these unique character designs despite all wearing that Furine jacket, basically. And everything's just so fluid and sharp and crisp and clean that I have to give it to them. I have to give them a little applaud. Good job, Cloverworks, on this one. The show itself, maybe not the favorite show, but it sure looked good. It tickled my monkey brain a little bit. Tickled my Jimmy. Yeah.
Well, that's all that we're presenting here right now.
That's right.
Just how did it look? How did it look to you? So that's okay. That's okay, Mike. As for runners up, Whisper Me a Love Song was very pretty as well.
Yeah, it feels like that would be here.
Yeah.
At least the earlier episodes.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of
did it kind of fall apart?
Yeah.
Oh.
Production has gone to the toilet.
Ooh. Outsourced
Jay,
kind of thing. Yeah.
Jay, do you got a runner up there?
My runner up, Mushoku Tensei.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
I feel kind of dirty giving it the actual award, because most of what I love about the visuals for this season go into one episode.
Yeah, it's more, and to me, like when I see Mushoku Tensei on here, like, yeah, it's directed very well and everything's very smooth. The art in it is nice, but I'd probably say like it excels more on the direction aspect of things.
I would agree.
Yeah,
like how it makes you feel.
Again, like most of this, it goes into that one episode because that fight was so well animated. And like despite the fact that like that one thing was CG, it looked pretty good for what it was.
I would say this is a great runner up, but I think you hit the nail on the head, because Kaiju number 8 is basically that fight for like 8 episodes, or 8 of the 12 episodes. So my runner up would be probably, again, kind of like Jay said, you feel a little dirty putting it here, but Demon Slayer looked really freaking good, especially that last episode. Oh my goodness, it was crazy.
Yeah, Demon Slayer had its Demon Slayer moment.
Ufotable did its Ufotable thing.
Yes. And I mean, like, how many times can we keep saying this? The answer is 3 more times, because there's 3 more movies coming out.
Yeah, but they surprise us every time. We're
every time. We're like, how do they do it?
They're doing a whole season, and I don't know, maybe they finally lost their magic, and then they get to the last episode, and they're like, watch this. Watch us. Yeah.
You know who we are, right? Like,
yeah, you know what we've been saving up for.
Yeah.
You know that episode where that character rolls up in Demon Slayer? I watched the episode.
The last one?
That one where the guy rolls up. I don't want to spoil anything.
But
that's Ufotable rolling up.
Yes. No, honestly. And
here I am.
they put their whole ufotable butt into it too, because they're like, this is just gonna take like 3 minutes of your time. You're gonna be on the edge of your seat watching this guy walk through the fog.
As much as I poo-poo on the show's writing,
yeah,
I mean,
the animation I've always said is good.
Yeah, that's the whole point.
If anyone says like everything about Demon Slayer is bad, including the animation,
they're lying themselves.
They're lying. They're just straight up lying. They are the biggest hater to ever hate.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's wrap up the first half of this episode with studio of the season. I'm going with KyoAni.
Okay.
Yeah.
Checks out.
Every time like they release something, they just come out. They do the same thing as Ufotable. They come out, they're like, oh, you forgot about us. And then they just release an absolute banger, and it's gorgeous, and it's well written, it's well produced, it's
oh, you thought
and you know what?
You forgot about us. I like that. And they're like, we're KyoAni. Yeah.
Yeah. And I just want to commend them as well for like changing the plot of an important plot point in Sound Euphonium. The light novels had one thing happen, and the TV show did a complete 180 plot-wise from it. And the people who knew, like me, were like, wow, super brave. It makes sense in the story. It's just such a good show.
KyoAni made it their own.
KyoAniing. Mm-hmm. They do it, and I will never forget about them.
I just love the visual of just like KyoAni being like, "Come here, young feller, pull up a seat."
let me tell you a tale. Yeah.
Let me tell you a tale. So my pick for studio of the season kind of falls in line with Cole's mentality of like a studio rolling up and just kind of being like, we're pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I think that this show, I'm giving a lot of its flowers to because it's an original, and it's still got so much love and attention to.
Mm-hmm.
And that's Doga Kobo for Jellyfish Can't Swim in the Night.
Yeah.
Man, the show looks good. Yeah. The show's well written, well directed, well voice acted. Everything about this show, and it's an original.
Yeah,
gotta love it.
Yeah.
We all love it.
You gotta throw extra dibs to an original, especially in like some of these last couple categories here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It can put stuff over the top. Mike, what about you?
Yeah,
your final award here. I'm
gonna go Production IG. I mean,
oh! What a surprise!
I know. I feel kind of greasy doing like basically the first 4 things having Kaiju number 8 in it, but like
you did this to yourself.
It's true. I've become Cole. I feel like this is what you feel like usually during the awards. We're just giving one show the flowers.
Can we get a cutaway to Mike giving Production IG a B tier? No.
It's in my head.
I was gonna say, yeah,
playing in my head right now.
Out of the amount of spite in Cole's heart, I think he'll find the powers to do that. Yeah, I don't know, like it. They're such a good studio, and in this, in particular with the studios, I always have a thought towards the end of the year, what the category is going to look like for best studio of the year. And I just feel like Production IG belongs in that conversation, especially after this Kaiju number 8 has just been, there's what's not to like. They just killed it. Honestly. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just a really good shonen action show. Like it's just good. It's just good.
Yeah. Yeah. There's nothing
that was
not
also
to like.
done by Hideaki Anno's studio.
Yeah. They helped out too, but
they
like Production IG is that's the primary studio.
Yeah.
What's his Kara?
I could tell you.
Yeah. My backup every time they release one, and we talk about it. Studio Bind. They are they are the Mushoku Tensei studio. That's what they were made to do.
Yeah.
They're doing a great job there. Keep it up. Finish the story, and then I'm to the point now where I'm anxious to see what they do next.
Well, they have announced actually next year they're going to come out with their own, like a new show. That's not.
Oh, have they?
Yeah. It's called.
They did.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's called Hana wa Saku Shura no Gotoku, and it's Flower and Asura. So we'll see.
That's them being okay. We gotta make a show and put it out so we can make money. So we can put out more Mushoku Tensei.
Probably.
Oh no, the poster is very pretty.
I know it
no.
kind of looks like a Cole show. To be honest with you.
Oh no,
It does.
Oh,
It does.
Oh no.
I saw it a couple days ago and I was like, Cole's gonna love this.
Oh, they also put out Onamai, Now I'm Your Sister this year, and apparently it was well received. Interesting. They're no longer just the Mushoku Tensei studio, apparently.
Well, good for them.
Yeah,
You
branching
know what?
out.
I take this honorable mention back then.
No, don't. Because this is honestly like, again, this is where like the Ufotables and like the studio binds come in, because we're like, I can't give them the award in good conscience because it's,
Yeah.
they're freaking Ufotable or they're studio bind. Like we know they're good, but at
Or
the same
they're-
time,
Yeah.
kind of got to give them some flowers because they're
Jay, do you got a backup? Because I think Mike might have just revealed his inadvertently.
I have a couple backups.
I have a couple backups. Yeah.
I think I know which one Mike's gonna go with. So I'm gonna go with Yostar Pictures for Go Go Loser Ranger.
I thought about
Just
going
a
with them,
well
too.
done adaptation with great animation, great production value. It was a well done show, despite the fact that like when this show was coming out, everyone looked at Yostar Pictures and was like, I'm kind of concerned. I've never heard of that studio before. I remember us talking about that. And they did a very good job.
Yeah. No, they really did. Yeah.
No, it's nice to be wrong sometimes. It's nice to be mistaken. But Mike, what do you got?
I might have already leaked my hand a little bit, but I'll go with a different one instead. I thought Studio Drive did a good job with Konosuba Season 3, actually.
I thought so too.
It's a change from the Dean style for sure. And like I think Cole said on an earlier episode, it's only otakus like us might notice the change. But I think that it's more, they change it to be a bit more like physical comedy and comedic. They put more emphasis on like the reaction face and stuff, and like kind of just, I thought that they cleaned it up and made it a little more like in a good way, generic anime, more consistent.
They stay on model a bit more often.
Yeah. Studio Dean, some of the Deanness is funny sometimes, but also it's like, it can be a bit jarring and you're just like, yeah. And this season of Konosuba looked,
I don't know.
The average was good.
It looked really good.
Yeah.
They do their homages to that classic style of animation with the like in between cells being completely off character.
Yes.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
But they don't rely on it nearly as much as
that's a good way to put
the previous studios did. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, the Studio Drive did do the movie as well, and the movie looks great.
Yep.
Yeah, the movie looks great too.
Yep. And the Megamine season as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a few more quick backups too. Studio Passione, I thought did a decent job with Spice and Wolf as well.
I wanted a little more out of it, but they did good.
I have nothing to complain about other than I ruined it for myself by having watched it recently. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then EMT Squared with Train to the End of the World kind of surpassed my expectations.
Yeah.
I'll say 8-Bit did a good job with Eurocamp Season 3. It's very clean. It's very cute. It's very nice. Nothing wrong with it.
I'll come driving through this wall like the Kool-Aid Man with Studio Cloverworks for Windbreaker. Yeah. That was the other one
The big studios put out some good stuff this season. And don't forget, Studio Trigger was still doing Delicious in Dungeons this season too.
Yeah,
They won my last seasons as well.
Yeah. And seeing as nobody brought up Ufotable, I mean,
who's that?
I'm claiming Ufotable as my backup.
There you go.
No, we talked about Ufotable. Demon Slayer comes in and they're like, watch.
Still waiting on that Genshin anime though.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
actually, like legitimately, I am.
I feel like they're kind of like almost waiting too long now because I don't know. I feel like Genshin's not as popular anymore.
Well, I mean, now, Hoyoverse is getting started on releasing their next game.
Yeah. And
Honkai Star Rail's also out.
And Honkai.
And also MiHoYo just like powered a fusion reactor too. It's like crazy stuff that's happening. I know. I saw a news story the other day where they literally like invested in one of like the first fusion reactors that's like getting close to running now. It's like, what the heck? What are they doing?
Interesting.
Their slogan is "Tech Otakus save the world," and maybe they will.
Maybe they will.
Yeah.
They're unlocking cold fusion. They're gonna save the world. Yeah. But that's it for this first half. We've got more awards in the second half.
That's right.
Lots of them actually. We've got best boy, best girl. We got best drip, and of course the animes of the season 2. We'll get into that in the second half. So, but before we get into that, how about we sit down, look at each other in the eyes,
okay,
and go
break.
Cards. Welcome back to AniPro. We are rolling right along with more awards, more fun, more of this. Hey, you said
what the heck? Yeah, why are you so negative?
I meant that in a good way. More of this, more of what you come to expect out of us.
Which is bull.
Yeah.
No. Let's keep going, gentlemen. That's enough of your potty mouths. Let's talk about the most important award that we can possibly give out every season.
Mm-hmm.
We come back with a bang. We come back from our break with a huge award. You've never seen an award like this.
Yep.
Ever. This is an AniPro original award.
Yep.
Best girl of the season.
Wow, we're braving like uncharted territory here. Waifus and girls and anime.
We're breaking the mold.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We are breaking the mold. The mold we're smashed
to
little
thought
pieces.
Leaders in the industry.
Mm-hmm. We've smashed the mold into little pieces, and now we're gluing it back together in the exact same way.
We've smashed the mold, just like you need to smash that like button.
He did it.
Or that follow button if you're on Spotify or something.
Yeah,
too.
Ring the bell.
Leave us reviews. We haven't got a new 5-star review in a long time.
Yeah, actually, I like reading them too. They're fun.
Me too.
Let's do best girl. Best girl can basically be summarized as thus. I've prepared a little thing about best girl.
Okay.
The best girl of the season is the best girl of the season.
Wow.
Okay.
So succinct.
Wow. Yeah.
Well said. Yeah. Concise
Thank you.
and to the point. Yeah.
Yes. My best girl of the season is from my show that I watched.
Cole's one show that he watched, yes.
I'm going with Kumiko Umae, who is my beloved. She Umae. That's
Umae, she's so great.
Umae Kumiko, my beloved.
Not even
Kumiko's
the best girl
great.
from that show.
She is, Jay. Shut your goddamn mouth.
Nope.
You.
Uh-oh.
She's like a B-tier girl at best.
That's such cap. No,
right next
we're
to
watching her.
IG.
We're watching her grow up. We're watching her accept responsibilities that she's never had before.
Wow.
Her character development has taken a huge growth from the start of the show to now. And Umae is just cute as a button. She's the best girl.
She's no Asuka.
Her hair is so floofy. She's
no
the best.
Asuka.
Yeah. I like the
Jay,
drummer.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you for your input.
Thank you for your
Jay,
insightful
go ahead.
comment. My best girl is from a show that will get no other awards this season. No, but for some reason she just had to be a good girl, and that's Fenris from Chilling in Another World with My Level 2 Superpower, or whatever the frick it's called.
I have no idea what you just said.
I've heard of it.
I accept your answer.
I
think it's still better, but
I'm sure it has a good waifu in it.
It does.
Probably this girl.
When you're on anime Twitter and you see a random or a girl from a random isekai show pop up.
Oh, is she the one with the dance?
She's the one with the dance.
She's this girl with the big white fox ear looking things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Jay's a furry.
Oh, Jay.
Confirmed.
We're learning things this time.
No.
Yeah.
No. It's simply the
how,
dance.
How the turns have tabled.
Yep. Wolf Girl. Interesting choice for Wolf Girl this season for sure.
Interesting, Jay. Yeah.
Talk about her though. Why is she so great?
The dance. It's simply the dance.
Oh, the dance.
Your heart is easily swayed. Is
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I mean it is the dance, but I mean she's also just really cute. And the production team behind the show knew it because they made her dance and be cute.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. Jay's a furry. Mike, what about your next pick?
Okay, I'm gonna go with. Man, it hurts me to do this, guys. I'm gonna be honest with you, but I'm going with Shinomiya Senpai from Kaiju Number 8.
Boo! She's not even the best girl from that show. I'm gonna pull a
Yes, she
Jay.
is.
No,
Yes, she is.
Kikuru's so much better.
Is that the girl with the tiger?
No, the blonde-haired girl.
Blonde hair girl? That is Shinomiya.
Oh!
yeah.
Why'd you
the
call her
other girl.
senpai?
You said senpai.
Did I?
Yeah.
Whatever. She's
Yeah.
my senpai. She can be my senpai for sure.
Okay, Mike and I agree. Yeah.
Yeah. Jay's thinking of Mina.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mina
Yeah.
mid.
Well, you said
Mina,
senpai,
mid.
so
Yeah. No.
Yeah, but I also
that's
said
okay.
her full name.
I mean, fair
Yeah.
enough. Listen,
Yeah.
I'm bad with names. You know this.
Yeah, so am I.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mike, we
anyway,
agree.
Yes.
And Jay's wrong.
Two
No,
of us
you're-
agree, one of us disagrees, as is always the way that it should be, in my opinion.
Yes.
I think she just every time she was on the show, she lit up the screen. She's an interesting character. I like the twin tails. She's got that cool like princess energy that I like. She her dad gets involved at one point, which is kind of interesting. She arguably had some of the best character development, I would say, of the series as well. And I just found myself kind of just interested in her. I just thought she was a compelling character. Yeah.
Also, she's a character in that show with something to do, unlike Mina, who is not barely in the show.
Honestly, yeah. Mina kind of just exists to serve as like the
A
childhood
goal.
friend who's like the goal. She's like barely a character
Yeah, but whatever.
at this point. Anyway,
Yeah, good pick, Mike. Excellent
you.
pick.
Thank you,
She's
thank
the
you.
best girl from that show.
No.
yes.
This is all for
You're
you
wrong.
saying Asuka's
You're all
best
wrong.
girl
You're both
from-
wrong. But
KJ,
I mean,
why she
Standpoint.
one of your runners up then? Because
She's
obviously we
not.
could have a few runners up
She's
for this
not.
one. Oh,
Yeah,
she's not.
Yeah.
All of my runners up are all four of the girls. Well, 3 girls and 1 non-binary character. But regardless, the main characters from Jellyfish Can't Swim the Night are all good.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they're good. They're good. Yumiko Suzukiri from Go-Go Loser Ranger.
Mm-hmm.
If you know me, if you know Cole, you know.
Yep. It's all about that
She's-
energy.
She's got that energy to her, and I'm here for
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
She's got that dog in her.
And also, I just want to say, listen, I'm a big Megumine guy, but
Yeah.
this season, Darkness kind of stole Konosuba. She was
Yeah.
kind of
You know
best
what else?
girl.
You know what's got stolen?
I've been telling you guys from day
She's not
one.
though.
Darkness
but this season
best
she
girl.
was.
She's up there. Honestly, they're all good. They're like interchangeable. I've always
Mhm.
liked Darkness too, and Darkness is Shazena's favorite as well. And 'cause Darkness was like literally when I had my 2 on the screen. Darkness is my. I was surprised no one picked Shinomiya, to be honest with you. Yeah, Darkness. This is like an excellent season for Darkness too. Like it was the Darkness season basically.
Mm-hmm.
Also, that
It's the
little
dark.
princess too is hilarious. That
Yeah, she was good too.
Yeah, she was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean we're leaving out an obvious best girl candidate. Jay said the wrong wolf girl for his.
Holo,
Best girl
yeah.
candidate, Holo.
Yeah.
And honestly, like this, we said that this season was kind of like just more of the same Spice and Wolf, just a little better. And like the same applies to Holo. Like they just basically amped her up. They turned her from like a 10 to an 11. So
Yeah, the problem with Holo, like that would have been my pick. Unfortunately, Sound Euphonium is just too goddamn good. But Holo kind of was let down by her show, if anything. Just being
Yeah.
kind of a 7 out of 10 show.
yeah, but like the Holo moments still hit, honestly,
yeah.
on that show.
Yeah,
They're great.
That's a
Yeah.
writing thing, though, I think, too.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, but they also
yeah.
just also the way they animated her and stuff.
I like her design.
I
like her
really
updated
warmed up
character design.
to Holo's redesign. Well,
It's
redesign.
back to the original.
Back to the original.
It's there's more expression with the new Holo. I like that.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Your ears.
I picked my my best girl solely based on the fact that I'm spiting Cole for not picking Holo.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's
see.
fair. How could I? Like, Kumiko is Kumiko. She's the best.
Not even the best
She's
girl in
the
their show,
best
but that's
girl.
okay.
Let's talk about best boy.
Okay.
Oh, before we go to best boy,
Yeah.
I also got to mention Sylphie from Mushoku Tensei. Okay, now we can move on.
And
Yeah,
Roxy.
Sophie's good. Roxy's
And
good too. Yeah.
Roxy's good
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
and
the quartet of girls from Train to the Otherworld too. Yeah.
Yeah, I do just want to say Asuka Senpai was in Sound Euphonium for one scene and she annoyed me. So let's move on.
Nope.
Best
She was
boy,
the highlight of the show for that one scene.
Yeah, her armpits were, I bet, Jay, right? Her armpits?
You're looking
What's
at her
wrong with a little
armpits?
armpit? Yeah, what's wrong with a little bit of armpit love?
We're learning a lot about Jay today. Best boy, Kafka Hibino is my pick.
Okay.
Okay.
Great
He
pick.
is the best
Great pick.
boy. Because it's about time we get somebody my age as a main character.
So Cole, are you about
Something
to
to
go out and slay all the titans? I mean, kaiju.
Yes, to
Yeah.
both of those. I'm gonna get
Yes.
them. I'm gonna get them. You know.
I
Go
really
on,
liked
get 'em.
Kafka this season though. Like it was
Yeah.
really like you said, it's refreshing to see an adult, and like he's so out of the mold for a shonen protagonist that
Mhm.
he does such a great job, and he's so earnest too. You love it. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a lot of fun. I really enjoy him. Jay, I'm sorry, Jay, you're next.
My pick for best boy goes to Sakura from Windbreaker.
Nice.
I went
Yeah.
into Windbreaker thinking like, oh, it's going to be like Tokyo Revengers. I'm not really going to care about many of the characters, and it's just kind of going to fall flat and be whatever. But like the way it introduces Sakura and how he like goes to this school thinking he's going to be like this outcast fighter that nobody like that nobody really likes, but he's just going to beat everyone up.
Mhm.
To this sympathetic character that finds kind of like finds a family in
Mhm.
some
Yeah.
ways and
Yeah.
finds a place to belong, was so touching, and the way it depicts that at the very beginning of the show was so well done that he just kind of stole it for me.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
He had great, and he actually like by the end of the season has like some actual character development too, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, Michael.
Yeah. I'm going to go with Ryu Sasakura from Bartender. He is the
Okay.
titular bartender, and he just
Tends
provides
the bar?
He tends the bar, which is you guys have a funny quote or whatever from the trailer. I don't know.
A
He's just
gentle
always
perch.
There you go, a gentle perch. And I don't know, he's just so like he has such an interesting character to him where he has like this kind of semi-dark past that he's kind of trying to run away from, and he cares deeply about everybody, but also like is willing to just like he's just so he's truly an empath, you know? Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of a good way to describe him, but like if you just watch the show, you get it. Like he's just people come into his bar, he just serves them the glass of God, and then they feel better about their day, and then they become good buddies after that. And I really liked him. I liked his presence in this season of anime for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we'd be remiss to not mention Rudy, of course. Rudius Grey Rat is usually a good character, whether you agree with him all the time. He's usually a compelling character.
Yeah, it's just for me, I'm so literal. When I see best boy, I have a hard time putting Rudius as my best boy.
Yeah.
You know,
I hear that.
Yeah.
I hear
best
that.
male protagonist, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, that's
Yeah.
kind of how I come at it.
Even though
from-
it's we're saying the same thing, it's just a cuter way to say it. But yes,
Yeah.
you know
Kazuma.
what I mean. Kazuma is
Kazuma,
probably
yeah.
my backup as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
he
you
had
guys got
he had a good season too because he had lots of. This actually was a really more heartfelt season of Konosuba, and Kazuma
Yeah.
and Darkness were the heart of that for sure.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah,
Duster
agreed.
D from Go-Go Loser Ranger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's good too.
Yeah,
Or they're
Du-
good.
Duster D Teach. Yeah,
Duster D's nuts.
Whoa,
Got him.
Kraft Lawrence, always good too.
Yeah, he's good too. Okay, let's move on to Protecc Energy.
Yep.
Must protect. Who are you protecting, boys? I have an answer. I
Okay.
guess I should have given you my answer. Yeah, before I asked you guys. Listen, we're only 135 episodes into this. I'm still learning. I'm still learning how to be a host. Just give me another episode, guys. One more episode.
136. You'll master
I hope you
it.
never stop learning, Cole. Honestly.
I promise. I promise next time I'll be good. My Protecc Energy for this season is Norn Greyrat.
No!
Arc.
No,
Yeah.
you take that back.
Yeah, that's right. I did it. Her arc is peak Protecc.
Yeah.
It's up there in terms of like a singular arc. No, I'm not going to say that. It's a very good arc, and I think she's the soul of that, and the culmination of her and Rudy's relationship after the arc is just it's great. Yeah, it's very good.
One of the highlights of the season for sure. And I'm learning about Cole. He's a sucker for a bullying arc too.
I was going to compare it with the March Comes In Like a Lion one, but the March Comes In Like a Lion one is like peak. It's my favorite arc ever.
It's comparable.
This one's really
I'd
good
say.
too.
Yeah, it felt like a light version of the March Comes In Like a Lion Hina arc. So yeah,
Yeah. Jay, what's your backup?
God damn it! Well, I'm
as he's scrambling,
I'm gonna
it's
cop
truly
No.
this is
I'm
the
gonna
beauty
go with
of the
cop
draft.
out. I'm gonna go with the cop out.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Aisha from Mushoku Tensei.
Huh?
I mean, okay, the other sister.
The other sister.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a cop out.
Yeah, that's a cop out.
Do you want more time?
I get it.
Yeah.
No.
I get it. No, he's made his choice.
No,
He's
I made
his
my
bed.
choice. I made my bed. I'm gonna sleep in it.
Yeah, just like Rudius does.
What?
I don't know. He sleeps with a lot of people.
Yeah, he's got a lot of beds.
No, I
He's got a
mean
lot of beds
she's
all
a
over the
good
place.
girl. She needs protecting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she's a little more like independent.
Well, you
but also
stole
not
my girl,
independent.
Cole, so I kind of have to scramble.
Yeah. I was going to say, that's the beauty of the draft that I feel Jay does not truly appreciate is that you can steal. You can steal.
Yeah. Now I'm
And then
curious because I honestly don't know who else there is after.
Really?
After who
Was
Jay
this
and
a
I
weak,
picked, yeah.
weak category for you guys? Because for me, the obvious one was I'm going darkness for mine in this one.
Yeah.
She had.
Okay.
It's funny because like she does not need my protecting.
Need protecting? Yeah.
Because she is literally the defender, right? But
Mhm.
like she had such a great character-driven arc where yes, she is like essentially invulnerable, but it was like emotional protecting she needed. You know, she needed protecting from her circumstances.
Yeah. And
yeah,
she got
it was-
protecting.
The cat is loving the
Yeah.
mic right now. Anyway.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Yeah, no, she did get protecting too, so that's nice. And darkness, protect her at all costs. Yeah.
No, that's a good pick, Mike.
Any runners up from you guys as well?
I mean, I'm just going to go with Kino Himari from Whisper Me a Love Song just because she's little and needs to be protected.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll go with her.
Yeah.
'Cause she's super cute. JD got one? 'Cause I'm still looking.
Kumiko from Sound Euphonium. Like kind of
Oh.
like how Mike said
I
like
guess.
darkness doesn't need like my protecting, but like kind of emotional protecting.
I know what you mean, but let me defend Kumiko because, yes, she went through a lot this season, but like the whole thing was like she got through on her own. So I'd go for the hug and then it'd be like, no, this is
got
character
this.
development.
Mhm.
This
You
is
got
character
this, queen.
development, Kumiko. Yeah. Slay. That's what I'd say.
Yeah.
And then she'd be like, who are you? Get out of my house.
Yeah. That's enough. That's enough.
Yeah.
What's this guy doing
Mike,
in
do
my
you got one?
house?
For me, I'm gonna I just felt like the cast of Delicious in Dungeon I wanted to protect because they had some like more hairy stuff go on this season.
Mhm.
And yeah, Delicious in Dungeon, just like the whole group, particularly Marcel. Let's protect Marcel. Yeah.
At all costs.
At all
Marcel needs
costs.
protecting.
Yes.
Yeah, Delicious and Dungeon kind of moved away from the delicious part of the dungeon, didn't they?
Yes, well, I mean, I don't know if you made it to the final episode, Cole, but it came full circle. Now they really need to get eaten.
Oh
Yeah.
No, I didn't see the last.
It all
episode.
comes full circle. The plan is to eat, and it's
Okay.
great. Yeah,
It's eating time.
it's eating
Do you
time.
guys remember
yeah.
the Ripping Friends,
I do
the cartoon?
vaguely. Yeah,
I don't know. I'm
the
losing
cartoon
my
that
mind.
certainly could not exist today.
Yeah, let's talk
Yeah.
about best drip. So this is like the best style, you know.
Yeah.
You watch this podcast, you say, "Look at these guys drip." Is Ray okay?
I don't know. She's like mauling me with love right now, and I'm like, I can't have you
Not
attack.
now.
Not now. You can't attack me now.
Give me 40
Yeah.
minutes. Best drip. So like, what style do you resonate with? I'm gonna go with a weird one, but to be honest, I'm kind of here for it.
Okay.
I'm going with Shimarine from Yuru Camp.
Okay. Which one?
Long hair.
Which one that is?
Long blue hair. The
Oh yeah.
motorcycle one. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's just cozy. She is, no, I appreciate her drip the most out of all of the girls in that show because they're all like wearing like, you know, their dresses and stuff. And I just think like, you're trying to be warm. I can't imagine a dress being very warm. It's very breezy.
Mhm.
But she wears pants. She wears boots.
Mhm.
She knows what she's doing. And yeah, she just looks comfy AF.
Just dripping.
And, yeah, she's dripping with
Dripping?
comf.
Drimping. She's drimping.
She's dripping with comf. And
Yeah.
that's who I'm going with. Weird one, I know,
Yeah.
but I'm
No,
here for it.
I feel like the girls in Laid Back Camp are stylish. And do you feel like the change of studio changed that at all, or?
No, it's pretty much the same
Yeah.
kind of vibes. Everybody's got like where they're wearing toques, and I just think, how do they get toques to fit on those big anime heads?
And I mean, like
And why don't they cover their ears? It can't be that cold.
they're adapting
Can't be that.
from the manga,
They're
right?
adapting.
So like,
They're overcoming.
Mm-hmm.
well, no, they're
Improvise.
adapting like the drip from the manga. So like, I mean,
Yeah,
Adapt.
I know.
Overcome from
Yeah.
the manga. Yeah. Yeah.
Jay, do you got a drip?
I do. My drippy character for this season is Kano Yamanouchi from Jellyfish Can't Swim in the Night, the idol girl.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, no, she's got drip. Yeah,
she's got
Jay.
drip for days.
That whole
Yeah.
show kind of looks like it has drip, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's got
All four of the main characters have drip, but I feel like she in particular
Okay.
just oozes drip. Every
Stands
time
above the rest.
stands above the rest. And the thing I love about this show is like they wear different outfits, and
Ooh,
like
nice.
when it comes to her, every outfit she wears is just oozing drip.
I'm kind of a sucker for like the oversized track jacket.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool.
a good look.
Yeah,
It's a cool
good
look.
look.
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good pick, Jay.
Yep.
Well done. I'm actually proud of you. That was
Thank
a
you.
good pick.
Thank you.
Yeah, I agree. That's a better pick than Cole's. What? No, I'm kidding. They're
I
all
mean,
good.
I
Well, I mean, I gotta
Shut
get
up.
him back for how he
That's right.
stole
Yeah.
my pick.
He left it there for the picking. She's the one in the blue
Yeah.
and yellow jacket, right?
Yeah.
yeah, with
that's-
the yellow hair.
I feel like
blonde
that's
hair.
probably the real winner of the season.
It's pretty drippy. Yeah.
It's pretty drippy. She's kind of dripping. I'm going with a character from Windbreaker, though, for mine. I'm going with a character. I wrote down his name. He doesn't come in till like the latter half of the season. I'm going with Mitsuki Kiryu.
Mhm.
He is the dude who he has pink hair is probably the biggest way to describe him, and like piercings, and he's wearing like this weird patterned, basically collared shirt. I don't know. He just like seems like he's just got drip to him, that guy. He just seems like a stylish fella, and I had to shout him out a little bit. Yeah.
No, man. Sometimes you just feel it. You know, you just
Yeah.
see somebody and you're like, there it is. That's the drip.
That's
a
the
good
guy.
look. He's got a good look to him, man. I would wear that for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I should take inspiration from these anime and work on my drip, but I'm
Yes.
not going to.
No.
I'm not going to, because
Why change
I'm
now?
already-
You're over 30. Yeah. You
Yeah.
can't
I'm
Why,
already
why
so
change
drippy.
when you can stay the same?
Yeah.
I mean, look at me. I'm wearing a baseball jersey. That's cool, right?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
Kinda.
Yeah.
I don't
guess.
know. People wear.
I don't know.
People wear baseball jerseys, just not Blue Jays jerseys because they stink. Do you guys
They're
got
stinky.
backups or runners up? I should say. Runners up for drip is a little difficult. You know,
Yeah.
it's like
yeah, a little bit. But
Uh,
at the
I'm
same
looking.
time,
I'm scrolling. I don't.
I'm gonna go with Duster D for my drip.
Okay.
No, hear me out. Let me cook.
I'm letting you. Yeah, I'm hearing you
All
out.
right.
He can turn into anyone and do anything.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
So he can
So
look
is he
like
going to turn
anyone.
into somebody with good drip?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Does he at
Okay.
any point in the show turn into somebody with good drip?
I mean, the Rangers have good drip.
I would
Not
disagree
really.
with that.
It's not really, Jay. No, their drip's pretty lacking. They're pretty dry.
You know who has good drip? Oh,
who?
Cole has one too. The girls
Oh, I
from
was
Girls
just
Band Cry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
They
I would
look
love to
great.
watch it.
Yeah. It's funny. I'm looking at a visual here. I just had to confirm. I'm pretty sure I remember seeing them. They have good drip, and I'm looking at a visual. And I think the main girl there is holding a butterscotch blonde Fender Telecaster, which is a guitar that is near and dear to Cole's and mine heart, because we have both, pretty much everyone in our group of friends has owned the same guitar. And it's
Literally
a butterscotch
the-
blonde.
same
literally
guitar.
The same guitar. Cole has it behind him here.
It's not here. No, I was
Oh,
going to grab
okay.
it, but it's not
Yeah.
here. It's funny, though, story about that guitar, Jay.
Mhm.
Let me regale you. So I bought this guitar, new, years and years and years ago. It was a cheap Squier Telecaster, butterscotch blonde, white or black pickguard.
Yep.
It's the ultimate Telecaster. I bought it. I sold it to Mike. And then you sold it to somebody. Right?
I sold it to a random person on like Facebook Marketplace. Yeah.
And then my brother comes home. He's like, look at what I just bought from one of my bandmates.
No.
And he brings this guitar out. I'm like, oh, cool. Like I had that same type of guitar.
It looked the same. And then
No
It
way.
looked the same. When I first got that guitar, I broke the cord, like where the
Mhm.
cord plugs in, and I replaced it with a piece that didn't fit.
yeah.
This guitar has the same repair. So it either
And it's
either
janky
somebody
to the
made
point. No, it's for sure. Cause it's like so janky that like no one would do that.
it's the same.
Yeah.
I think it's the same guitar, and it's returned to me.
That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah.
It missed me. So it
It was upset.
Unless Mike inadvertently sold it to Cody's future bandmate, it's been sold
possible.
multiple times, and it's come back.
Yeah.
And now Cody put new pickups in it, and it's actually a pretty.
It's a nice
good
guitar.
little
It's a
guitar.
nice guitar. It's just, it's on the cusp of like where you could always upgrade from it, but it's
Oh
honestly,
yeah,
you
those
always
those
come
kind of
back to
guitars.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a
yeah,
cheap
those kind of
guitar.
guitars need to be.
Well, you know,
upgraded.
a guitar player and a guitar go together
It's drippy.
like
drippy.
like one of the best duos you've ever seen.
Oh.
No.
Oh.
Hold on, because my
Oh, he had-
segue was
yeah,
going to
he had
be
a-
about
he
a
had a
guitar
runner-up.
player. Yori Senpai, her like street fit is pretty good too. If either of you watched Whisper Me a Love Song, she had that kind of. I don't know.
It had the
like-
episode where they wear their street clothes and they look cool kind of thing.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah.
where like Himari was like very frilly dress, and then Yori was like jeans and a t-shirt more so.
Okay.
Just cooler.
Yeah.
But yes, duos. What goes together better than cookies and milk? What goes together better than chocolate and peanut butter?
What goes together better than onions and garlic?
Or onions and sour cream and onions.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yugi and O.
That's right.
Yeah.
What goes together better than Cole and Jay and Mike? Nobody. But that's
Yeah.
a trio. We're talking about duos.
Mhm.
My duo of the season is from a show that I haven't talked about very much, but I want to just maybe bring it up. This is going to be the only time that I bring it up. It's from Sound Euphonium Season 3.
Never heard of it.
I'm going to go with Kumiko Umae
Mhm.
and Reina Kosaka. They had such a good character development. They had their ups and downs this season, and they're just the best of friends, and it's nice. For once, I'm not going with a romantic pairing, or maybe they are. Who knows? If you
If you know,
look
you know.
online, there's a lot of them.
Yeah, there's shippers for sure. There always is.
Oh yes,
And I
yes,
mean,
yes.
like the writing is a little bit on the wall, a little bit.
A little bit, but no, I just think they're very, very close friends.
Yeah.
Because they like hold hands and stuff, but that's like a thing.
Is Sound
in
UFO
Asia.
an original, or is it based on
It's
something?
based on a novel.
Okay.
Wow, Jay really jumped down that one because I was the one who told him that. It's based on a light novel. Yeah.
Yeah. Never pass up an opportunity to make yourself look smart. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jay's a smart boy.
Yeah.
He's the smartest. He got there before I was able to.
Yes.
But yeah.
Snooze, you lose.
Reina
Early bird gets the
and
worm.
Coco.
Or
This
in
is why we
case,
always-
the answer.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's like when we play OP quizzes, and Jay's just his reaction time is just there.
Yeah, he's just
It's the
faster.
Youth. It's the youth.
It's
the
no,
youth.
it's playing video games and
Maybe.
Could
I
be.
don't know. Mike and I play
first
video
person
games.
shooters.
I don't play video games
I don't
well.
play video
though.
games. Yeah,
Yeah,
not to
exactly.
the degree Jay plays video games.
Yeah. Jay, who's your duo?
My
this season?
duo is a duo that I think was kind of went uncompeted for me because most
Okay.
of the other groupings or relationships that I cared about were more like 3 or 4.
Mm.
Yeah, was it this season definitely had a lot of like ensembles, I'd say, more than
Mhm.
duos. Yeah.
But for me, the best duo was Rudy and Sylphie from Mushoku Tensei
Oh,
season 2 part 2.
Okay. Interesting
Oh,
duo you've
interest-
picked.
Yeah.
No, I mean like they're just like a really cute couple.
They are.
They are. Yes, they are.
And a lot of this arc is Rudy learning to become a family man.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Sylphie's kind of the other half of that, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's him
No, it
learning to
is.
be
They're
just like
very
his
cute,
dad,
yeah.
right? Like a good family man.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah. No, they're a cute couple.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree, Jay. That's a good one.
I agree. They are adorable. Like that last episode when she welcomes Rudy back is just great. It's
Mhm.
yeah. Adorable.
That-
And
that
she looks
scene-
good with long hair too, by the way.
Oh, 100%.
I like her.
Yeah.
I disagree. But
Somehow-
that's me.
Somehow they Rudy left for like a couple months and she aged like 5 years.
Mhm.
Like she looks so much older. I kind of laughed at that a little bit. But anyway, great duo.
When that scene when Rudy returns home and he remembers that thing that he was told before he left, and
Mhm.
like he gets worried. I'm trying not
Yeah.
to spoil it because
Yeah, it's hard
Yeah.
to talk about. You can't spoil it.
but also
yeah,
Cole
see-
hasn't seen it.
Yeah,
Well, I kind of know what happens, but we can move on. We can move to
Yeah.
to Michael.
yeah.
And his duo.
My duo, I'm tossed up between two for this one. I'm going to just go with Holo and Lawrence as my duo of the season.
Yeah.
It feels like
Can't
a
go
little
wrong.
bit of a cop out because they're like an essential classic duo, but they're that for a reason. And sometimes vanilla is a good flavor of ice cream and it can be the right answer too. And they just had such good interactions. And I just feel like, kind of like I was saying earlier, how the disappointment and flop feeling that I had for Spice and Wolf is really just more like my fault. I think that they
Mhm.
were excellent this season. I think their character dynamics together were great. I think the teasing that Holo does of Lawrence is so like endearing and great. And then like
Mhm.
they made Lawrence, his interactions with Holo, a little less wooden, and he's a little more sly and mercantile like.
Mhm.
That it just kind of it feels like it works better, their relationship in this one than it did in the first one. And I'm here for it. And that's why they're
Yeah.
my duo.
No, I mean, that's definitely not a wrong answer. I think, like you said, and like I said earlier when we talked about Holo, like it's the show that kind of lets down this pairing.
Mhm.
I
It's
feel like
kind of
if you let your feelings to the show let it down, but I think our feelings for the show are our fault. I don't think it's the
Yeah.
show's fault. Yeah.
yeah, agreed. I don't really have a backup, to be honest. Like Kumiko and Reina just kind of stole the show for me this season. Do you guys have?
May I suggest one for you?
You absolutely may.
Kafka and Reno? His buddy there from Kaiju number 8?
Yeah. That's
Or
a good
Kafka
one.
and really anyone in that show, honestly.
Yeah. The pairing from Many Sides of Voice Actor Radio was pretty
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Engaging. The show is a little mid, but I like their dynamic. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
Duster D and Yumiko from Go Go Loser Ranger,
Which one's Yumiko again?
the blonde girl.
With the yellow suit?
Yeah.
Okay, that was a good duo.
Yeah, he can't have her though. She's mine.
Yeah.
And I mean the pairing from Whisper Me a Love Song.
Yeah.
cute
100%.
too. Yeah.
100%.
Hard to go wrong with that too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, classic romantic pairings.
And,
I think.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say. I think the thing that drags that down for me was the production. But like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just figured, give it a shout out.
yeah,
Yep, for sure.
for sure.
And like, I feel like another thing too with like how we kind of alluded to like lots of this being ensemble casts is like Kaiju number 8, kind of an ensemble. Konosuba. I could say Darkness and Kazuma. I could say Megumin and Kazuma. I could say Aqua and a bottle of liquor. Like there's so many great combinations in that show.
Yeah.
And honestly, another one I feel like that needs a shout out here as one of the duos of the season is Rudius and Paul. I feel like they,
Yeah.
in terms of like moments of the season and like best interactions together, I feel like their arc, albeit short, was one of the pillars, I would say.
Yeah, I love that scene where Rudy's like, "Oh, Paul, you've gotten stronger," and he's like, "Oh no, if anything, I got weaker." And then he turns around and he's just like got the big
doofiest grin.
Yeah. I want more Kazuma and Megumin next time. I'm very excited where that's going.
Yeah,
I think the ratings on the
I
wall for that
appreciate
one.
I appreciate the what happened this season. I like the Kazuma and Darkness stuff too.
And you know what I also appreciate too is that like Kazuma and Aqua are just not a thing at all.
No, they're not. They never
I love
have been.
it.
There's
I know.
there's no like
there's
tension there
nothing
at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A
They're just
lesser
good-
show there would be though, is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're
Lesser
just good
show.
friends. Yeah. And I like it. I like their dynamic too. I mean, you could even say the dynamic, like a pairing between Kazuma and Aqua, is good too.
It's
as,
just
like
platonic.
their friendship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But most fun show this season.
It was a fun season.
It was.
Yeah, which appropriately for me, I'm going with Konosuba season 3. It was the funnest show I had, the most fun I had watching a show.
I agree.
Like, I don't think it's the best show, but it was the most fun that I had watching a show. Yeah, it was just funny. They did a good job with the comedic beats, and they added just the right amount of drama to it, where I could get sucked in and then be pulled out in a good way with the comedic beats as well. So yeah, good job with that one. Jay, what do you got?
My pick for most fun, a salad bowl of eccentrics. I talked about this during the mid-season check-in, but like this show was so wild, so nutty. I never knew what to expect every time a new episode aired, and like it just kind of feels like it filled the gap that Devil's a Part-Timer left, and season 2 just wasn't able to fill. I can't in good conscience say that this show is good, but hell is it fun.
Yeah, that's why I like that we added fun this year, because there's some shows that like you're like, it's not the best show, but goddamn is it fun.
Yeah.
Like I had a blast watching it. Yeah.
Palate cleanser. Yeah.
I
Mike,
genuinely been tempted to check out that show, Jay, just because like it seems like a lot of fun.
It's so ridiculous, and like it kind of has like a little bit of that, like not as like bombastic, but like a little bit of that Konosuba humor.
Yeah, I got that vibe. It's a little raunchy but like still in a interesting way.
Yeah.
In a classy way.
Like it's the dictionary definition of fun.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it. By the way, I recommended Konosuba to a coworker.
Yeah.
And it was kind of funny because he's like, "What did you make me watch?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And I'm like, that whole scene with the succubus, like I almost burnt my house to the ground because I was so upset. I'm like, "Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot."
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I forgot about that. Yeah. I was like, because I think I sold it to him. I was like, "Yeah, there's a few like because he's pretty anti-ecchi. Like there's a few ecchi scenes in Konosuba, but I forgot about that whole
yeah.
That's funny. Yeah.
Or where he's like waving panties around above his head.
I don't know. That's fine.
That's so normalized in anime too.
Yeah.
I'm so desensitized.
I do that all the time.
Yeah. Woo. Yeah. But it was like a moment of realization for me, like, oh, I'm desensitized. Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh no. Yeah. What have I become?
Oh no.
I like that Mike has people come look for like suggestions from him. I recommend stuff at work and they're like, no.
Really?
No, actually at work the other day, somebody said, should I watch Free Ren or should I watch Kaiju number 8? I said, watch Frieren.
I'd say watch Kaiju number 8. Depends who, like if it's just a normie, like it's not a hardcore otaku. Yeah.
Ugh.
I'd say like
I'm
I'd
saying that
ask
word
them like
extra
what
this
kind of
episode.
show are they looking for, and then
Yeah. I know.
I think to the general
Anyway.
public, I think Freeren's a better show, but I think Kaiju
Mhm.
number 8's the easier watch for the average person.
Probably. Anyway, Mike, you have to make a pick.
Anywho,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. I'm tossed up between like Delicious in Dungeon and Go Go Loser Ranger, because I'm really hating this drafting last or picking last thing. Because it's really like you guys just pick my answers, and then I'm like, okay, what's like what's my number 2? What's my second pick here? And then sometimes number 3 pick. I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with Delicious in Dungeon, as I'm actively changing it here. I was gonna go with Go Go Loser Ranger because it is a lot of fun. But I think Delicious in Dungeon, I just had a lot more fun each episode, whereas Go Go Loser Ranger was a little more maybe serious, and there was episodes I was kind of a little more bored with, whereas like every episode of Go Go Loser Ranger was a lot of fun, or Delicious in Dungeon was a lot of fun. Yeah. There's just the triggerness of it all is just great, and I will miss it. I will miss having Trigger in my life. Even though this would easily, and somehow didn't win my most fun last season, this would easily be one of the most fun shows in most seasons. But the second half of this season of Delicious in Dungeon kind of got a little more dark. And I think that darkness, while it turned some people off, I think that in my case, it gave you a little more meat on the bone to kind of dig into.
Yeah. You get some meat in your soup when you're boiling down the bones.
Yeah.
It's an appropriate metaphor, right? For that show.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, boiling down the dragon bones. Yeah.
My runner up, I'm gonna go with Yuru Camp. Not necessarily for like the most fun, but like it was definitely the palate cleanser. It was that one like Wednesday nights would roll around and I'd be like, okay, I'm ready to just chill, just vibe, you know? Yeah. So I'll go with that one as my backup. I've still got 3 episodes of it to watch. Excellent. Jay, do you got any backups?
I'd say my backup would be Go Go Loser Ranger. Just a lot of fun. Great show that not a lot of people were talking about, and I wish more people people were able to see it.
Would you say it's underrated?
We'll have to find
Ponder
out
on that.
after
Ponder
Cole
on that.
picks his show.
Well, Mike, do you got a runner up, or I guess you kind of talked about?
Yeah, I kind of stole
Ranger
the Go Go Loser Ranger would probably be my runner up. Yeah.
Okay. But let's talk about underrated shows. Funny, we talked about that. Go Go Loser Ranger is my underrated show of the season. I just feel like
it would be.
It's not that it's like bad. Like people are talking about it, but it's just in comparison to something like I don't know, like what came out this season where people were like hyped on, like Jellyfish. Actually, honestly, people were talking about that a lot. Where Go Go Loser Ranger, it's the Disney effect. People forget that Disney Plus has good anime on there, and this was one of them. The people who watched it really enjoyed it, but not enough people watched it. That's what
100%. And
I don't know if that argument really makes sense though, because like if you watched it and you enjoyed it, you're going to rate it highly, wouldn't you? Whereas it's sitting at like a low 70.
Yeah, I'm looking at it from like a macro level. Like the community isn't really talking about it as much as I think it should be.
I see what you're saying.
About. Yeah.
It should be talking
it's
about
underappreciated is what Cole's going for.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Jay, what are you going with?
I'm going with Train to the End of the World. I think that this was a
you bastard
very, very sweet show that I think deserves a bit more attention than it got. It was fun, and it was just a nice show of these 4 girls traveling across a post-apocalyptic Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree so much. That was my answer too.
Oh no!
You know what was my runner up? Go Go Loser Ranger. So I'm in deep now.
Welcome to third place, Mike.
Yeah, this sucks. I was just complaining in the last one. Yeah, this sucks.
It's the first time for you. Yeah.
I agree with both of those. And since mine got picked, I'm gonna go with my runner up for underrated. I think Bartender was actually really good.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
I was going to say, like, based off of your picks, I would probably say that would be an appropriate pick for you. Like, you've picked it for a few shows, and I forgot about this show. I forgot this was a show this season. Yeah.
It's actually rated higher than Go Loser Ranger too, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But it's just, I get why it's not popular, because it's a true seinen. It's dealing with there's only adults in this show, and they're dealing with only adult problems and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's not anime's target audience, and you know whose target audience it is? It's
you.
Me. I am in the target audience for this show. Watching people deal with real life adult problems and just trying to escape for a little bit and feel better about their lives. It's a great show, and it's introspective too. I would recommend it to any true seinen head for sure.
Oh, yeah. That's me. I like that. No, I'll check it out. I get like vibes from that show, like very mushishi.
Yes.
I get. Yeah.
It's one of those shows you watch to think and learn more about yourself and people around you. Yeah. And also like cool cocktails too. Like it has a little information stuff that kind of
it kind of seems like
gives you recipes.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Kind of seems like a more grounded version of Death Parade. In the sense where like Death Parade is a bit more, not even supernatural, but just kind of like
bombastic.
No,
like I wouldn't call Death Parade bombastic, but like more bombastic than this. Like I think what people are going into this show expecting it to be like Death Parade, but it's more mushishi in terms of like pacing.
Does
that make sense?
Kind of, yeah. It's very like slow, but in a good way. And I get what Jay's saying. It does have like, a similar like exploring your life and problems.
Yeah,
in it
I think like I'm looking for like bartenders more introspective.
Kind of.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of. I could see a lot of people saying like, yeah, Death Parade, you're going into a bar, blah. It's completely different. This show honestly is, again, going back to it sort of being like the audience is kind of weird with it, is it would make an incredibly, it honestly could easily be a live action and you would have to change nothing about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Makes sense. Do you guys got any runners up, any honorable mentions for shows that are being underappreciated this season?
You guys took mine.
Yeah, I don't really got any.
I'll give Windbreaker a quick shout out, because like I feel like it was a pretty fun show, but not a lot of people really liked it. I
think you're just surrounded by grumps like me and Cole who didn't love it that much. It's still it's number 6th most popular show this season. Mm-hmm. But I agree, you don't hear that many people talking about it.
And then this one mainly because I thought it would be bigger than it is. Kaiju number 8 I thought would, and I feel like Crunchyroll was like kind of setting it up to be like the next big thing, but it wasn't as big as I think Crunchyroll wanted it to be.
I think they might have like pushed it
too hard,
too much.
I agree.
Yeah,
where people were like, I'm not watching this.
Yeah,
I'm not watching this. You know which went under the radar too, to be honest?
What's that?
Which is super surprising. Demon Slayer.
It did.
I called it. I said at the beginning of the season that Demon Slayer was going to go a bit under the radar, wasn't going to be as popular, and I was right. And you both questioned me.
So let's just temper your rightness, because it is still the number 1 most popular show on AniList for the season.
Wow! Congratulations!
There you go. But yes, no, like you didn't hear that many people talking about it, which is kind of crazy because it's Demon Slayer.
But also, Mike, you gotta keep in mind, like everyone who like that's just including the people who put it in their plan to watch.
Okay.
Yeah. So like people who like watched the first 2 seasons and were like, okay, I'm gonna watch the rest.
I'm just thinking of like the amount of screenshots I saw on Instagram or something like that. Like for on the opposite end of the spectrum, a show that was impossible to watch, but I saw lots of screenshots from was Girls Bank Cry.
Girls Bank Cry, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of people were watching it. How are they watching it? I can't fathom. I can't fathom.
You know how they were watching it.
I know.
I can't
not
imagine.
I'm an innocent boy.
I couldn't know how.
I couldn't even begin to fathom. Let's move on though. Let's talk about continuing anime.
Mm-hmm.
So this would be which anime is going into its second season or continuing third, fourth, fifth, whatever,
or continuing from a previous season because it's a multiple core show.
As long as we didn't pick it
last season,
season, because these I should specify we've got continuing anime and new anime. These two will be combined at the end of the year to make anime of the season. So that's why we can't overlap that one. But that all being said, do you guys want to guess which continuing anime I'm going with? Don't even bother. You all know it. I'm going with Sound Euphonium season 3. It was, it was perfect. It was a perfect way to end this series that I've loved for a long, long time. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. We need that sound drop of Homelander saying it was perfect. Perfect down to the last detail or whatever.
Down to the
we do need
down
that
to the last minute details.
Yeah.
Yes. It was very good. It's not often where you feel satisfied at the end, like you're bittersweet, right? Like you want it to continue, but it was a good ending with a good yeah. Like I want more, but yep, it's over. It's over.
Okay.
Like the series ends with like a flash forward.
Okay. And then does it say have the little fin at the end or whatever?
Yes.
That's always, I don't know.
Did they get married?
Do they kiss? That's always the end of an anime.
I haven't actually watched it, but I was playing it off like I did. I'm assuming it ends with the end because every episode ends with to be continued.
Okay.
And do they get married? I don't know. It's more of a specific character does what in the last season you kind of get this idea of like what Kumiko wants to do, and it's never revealed until the end, and you're like, obviously that's what she was gonna do.
Yeah.
And it's nice. It's nice. It's nice. It's beautiful. Yeah. Great show. Excellent show.
Yes.
Jay, what's your continuing anime?
I think this one also comes as no surprise to anyone what my continuing show is. And that's Mushoku Tensei Season 2 Part 2. Talk about a great follow-up to a good first half. This show never ceases to amaze me in its writing, its development, its direction, animation, music, all of that. Like its reaction like its reactions and facial expressions are like next level, like Cole was talking about earlier in the episode, how this show handles shock and depression so good. And like I cannot wait for season 3. Like I knew that Mushoku Tensei was continuing. Like they've Studio Bind has basically said that they're going to do the whole thing.
They'll finish it. Yeah.
But seeing season 3 at the very end, despite the fact that I knew, I still got really hyped for the next season. I can't wait.
You wept. Did you cry? This is the anime that made you cry this season?
This is the show that made me cry.
I wanted to finish off the episode with that.
Don't worry, we're close.
Yeah.
We're close.
I wanted to end the award segment with what show made you cry, but that was okay.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Well,
I can say why it made me cry.
Yeah. Mushoku Tensei, it gets better. Like it's just it continuously every season, every arc just gets better. And I'm very excited to see what happens next in the series, 100%. Even though I kind of know what already happens, but whatever.
I remember like when the season was starting, a lot of people were complaining like, oh, when's the action coming? When's the action coming? And I was kind of like, honestly, I'm enjoying this just because like, I like these little character moments, seeing these characters interact and seeing them grow and learn and develop and everything. So.
I think it's just a difference in what people are looking for. Like people probably started Mushoku Tensei thinking this is going to be an action show when it's really not. It's more just like a character drama with action elements.
And to be the person you guys are complaining about, like the first half of Mushoku Tensei this season here, I didn't enjoy nearly as much, but the second half finished really strong. And it's just like, I don't know. All the characters are super interesting, and the fact that this show inspires such discussions and like such crazy reactions to it and stuff is a testament to how good it actually is.
Yeah.
But it's just maybe not my, I don't know if I need to watch 12 episodes of Rudy and what's her name there? I want to call her
Sylphie?
Fern, but that's Sylphie. Yeah. Sylphie. I don't need to watch 12 episodes of him and Sylphie just like playing house. That wouldn't do it for me. But yes.
It is what it is. Yeah. I just think like people were expecting this out of that show when it's
it's not
kind of become not that.
I think the thing is, I will bet you that when season 3 comes out, it'll be rated incredibly highly because we're just like slowly filtering off people with this show. So like it's gonna be like the Gintama effect where like by the end it's just gonna be rated like the highest ever on any list. It'll be
That's a good prediction.
I think a lot of shows do that though, where they like people just teeter
this
off
one's
as shows continue
particularly good about filtering people
this one's
off.
got,
absolutely.
This one's got some gates you gotta get through.
Yeah.
So Mike's making good predictions. Mike, you're on a roll. Why don't you continue with your continuing anime this season?
Much like Cole's and much like Jay's, you already know what it is. It's Konosuba. I love Konosuba so much. It's such a great show. It's why I recommend it to my coworker, much to my own detriment. Now he knows what crazy deluded pervert I am. And it's so...
If he's ever listened to this podcast, he would know.
Yeah, it's true. I don't think he knows about this podcast, to be honest with you. I don't advertise.
Actually?
I don't advertise.
So this guy just comes up to you. He's like, "Hey, Mike, what anime should I watch?" And he doesn't know that you have a podcast.
Yeah.
That is the wildest thing I've heard all day.
Some people do, so I actually don't know if he knows, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I don't like go around saying, "Hey, I'm on a successful anime podcast." I just, if it comes
that
up,
would be a
comes up.
lie.
Yeah,
that would be a lie.
Exactly. I'm not a liar. But Konosuba, it's more Konosuba, but it's funny because I just bashed Mushoku Tensei for doing the same thing, but it brought a bit more character drama and interactions and more heartfelt moments into Konosuba, where it's nice to see this group of basically like weirdos and losers kind of form together in like a pseudo family. And like, it's great to see the way that they all are kind of like admitting they care for each other. You know what I mean? It's something that I really appreciate. And I'm looking forward to more, even though I already know what the next season's going to be. It's going to be more good Konosuba action. It's great. Yeah. Studio Drive, keep up the good work.
Yes. Do you guys got runners up?
For continuing, this is a weak season for continuing anime, to be honest with you. There wasn't that many. My runner up would be Demon Slayer, probably.
Yeah, Demon Slayer.
Demon Slayer.
It definitely wasn't the best season of Demon Slayer, though.
I do just want to point out that if we filtered out continuing anime, the 3 that we picked are the 3 highest rated shows.
I believe that.
From this season. 88% for Sound Euphonium, 84 for Mushoku Tensei, and 83 for Konosuba.
Nice.
Yeah. So let's talk about a topic. Laid Back Camp. I'll throw that in there.
Laid Back Camp. There you go. Yep.
Yeah. So let's keep the train rolling here. Let's talk about new anime of the season. So there is a bit more new anime this season. Unfortunately, my heart would probably have said, had I been able to watch it, Girls Band Cry probably would have been mine. But I'll go with Jellyfish Can't Swim in the Night. It was just a good drama.
Son of a
Excellent art. It was just very vibey for me. Like I love that Tokyo night neon vibe. Not that that's what the show is about, but like
it's that aesthetic.
The summation really of it, that summation and the aesthetic really sucked me in. And it turned out it was very dramatic towards the middle end part of it. It was it's good. It's very good. And
just a great show overall of like self-discovery and self-expression through art. And just great show.
Yeah. And I feel like we didn't talk about it enough on this episode too. Cause like it seems like it was one of the anime of this season for sure. And I'm glad you bring it up here. Cause it's,
it would have slipped through the cracks. I would have picked it. It was my pick.
Okay. Yeah.
It's been good. And I mean, High Dive continues their streak of like getting banger shows. They
get the horny shows and then they get the underrated banger shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're both great.
Jay, what's what are you settling on now?
So yeah, my pick was Jellyfish Can't Swim the Night, and just kind of continuing that train of Doga Kobo being like a genuinely tough competitor
studio?
to look at. Like, I mean, they did Oshinoko, and now this. Like, I mean, it. You know, but
they're up to something.
But I can't pick Jellyfish because Cole stole it. So
that's right.
Instead, I am going to pick Go Go Loser Ranger.
Nice.
Okay.
Just a really interesting show. Super Sentai The Boys.
I mean,
it's not with the boys.
That's not far off, Jay. That's kind of a good take, actually.
Yeah. And just the fact that like Negi Haraba, the creator of Quintessential Quintuplets, did this, and it's a very, very different vibe.
Yeah.
Very, very creative person. I'm actually like looking forward to what they do next, just to see like where they're going.
They're gonna do.
Are they going back into romance? Are they going back into action? They could go into like mystery sci-fi.
I could see
next,
baseball
and I'd be
show.
like
Baseball anime next.
Baseball. Yeah, just something totally out of left field.
Yeah. I can't wait for season 2.
Yeah.
Excellent pick, Michael.
Wonderful.
Finish this bad boy off.
And I'm going to finish it off
final
the way you expected it, the way you knew all along it was going to go. And thank you for leaving it here for me here, guys. Kaiju number 8.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm glad that these 3 were the ones that got picked.
I had Train to the End of the World penciled in because I thought there was no way it was going to get to me here at 3. But the answer truly is Kaiju number 8. It's the reason you heard it so many times on my list is because it's kind of boring to say it was really good, but it just genuinely was really good. It looked great. I was not bored for a single second for the entire runtime of these 12 episodes. It Production IG, S tier studio? ?
Yes! Exclamation point.
Yeah. I don't know. It really holds up. All the characters are great. Like I said, the animation in this is like legitimately top tier. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what I would change about Kaiju number 8 to make it better. Other than maybe the story is not the best, but
it's
but
you're not watching it for the story.
Yeah. I couldn't help but watch it and think like, this is kind of just like Demon Slayer all over again, where maybe the story is not the best, but everything else around it just elevates it into like the stratosphere. And it was really good.
That's a good comparison, Mike, actually. I hadn't heard that before. That's I like that comparison. Demon Slayer and Kaiju number 8. Yeah, I mean it's just it's as good as you would want out of a shonen action series.
Yeah.
It kind of does it does everything you want it to do.
Yeah.
Like it's not trying too hard to be like subversive in its genre. It's just A to B, and it's a smooth ride.
And at the same time, it still does some new and interesting things that you haven't seen before in this sphere either. Like, there's not really been any like shonen shows that feature a adult protagonist where he works like a menial job and then he gets superpowered. But superpowers are kind of like a detriment to him too. It's kind of there's enough here that's unique to keep you interested.
With this and Spy Family, I think like this is kind of putting Shonen Jump Plus on the map.
Yeah.
No, I mean, good picks, boys. Do we have runners up that you guys want to maybe throw some love towards? I don't. I mean, you guys can go ahead. Maybe there's something I'll find here.
I mean, Mike kind of alluded to it, but Train to the End of the World.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was really good. Windbreaker was another fun one.
Yep. It was a good season for new shows for sure.
Yeah. I mean,
Spring
Spice and Wolf,
is.
you could kind of say it's in that gray area. Same with like Bartender as well, Mike.
Yeah.
That's kind of
technically reboots, which is like a gray area for us.
You know what show I saw got a lot of love that I completely forgot, and I don't think any of us watched, was that Grandpa and Grandma Turn Young Again?
Yes.
I saw a lot of people talking about that show. Yeah. And it ended in a weird, like a very surprising way. It did what I wouldn't expect it to do. We'll talk about that off air.
Yeah,
I remember like when it was coming out, like before it came out, Cole, we talked about it, and we were like, if it actually has a story to tell, then like I'd be interested. But if it's just like the gimmick and that's it,
Yeah. And I think it did. Like people seem to resonate with it. Whisper Me a Love Song as well was good. It just kind of fumbled the bag there towards the end. Many Sides of Voice Actor Radio was another one I watched. That was fine.
Yeah.
It was fine.
I'll shout out Grim Variations too as well. And it's I feel like it got the Netflix dropping all at one time effect where like people just don't watch it because there's just no, like as Jay has pointed out many times, it kind of kills any discussion people are going to have about the show, like the weekly build up that people have. And I feel like I don't know how you would do this show as a weekly format, but it was good, not the best thing I've ever watched, but enjoyable to see like Clamp style anime takes on grim stories.
This was the one show where like one of my non-anime people said like, oh, you should check out Grim Variations on Netflix. So there you go.
You could watch one or two episodes and like you could it's there's no need to, each one's standalone, so it's pretty good. Yeah. And obviously, like Jay said, Train to the End of the World probably is like my real runner up here. Yeah.
Well, that's the awards. That's all of the awards that we're presenting today. I do just want to say, gentlemen, excellent job with the awards today. Good episode.
Thank you. I agree.
But I do want to say next week we will be at Icon. So I figured this would be an appropriate time to do this.
It's time for the mailbag.
It's mailbag time in a weird spot.
End of the episode.
End of the episode.
Has that ever been done before?
No.
We're breaking new ground in many ways today.
Yeah.
If you've got a mailbag question, you can send it over to us on our website, AniProPod.com/mailbag, or their Discord. This one is a patron priority mailbag. Wee woo. It comes from Peach, and it's appropriate considering what we're doing next weekend, boys. They would like to know, since it's anime convention season in the US, what's your favorite thing about anime conventions? So what are we looking forward to next week is essentially what this comes down to. Now I know Mike, his brain is in the cloud waiting for a new addition to his family, but before that, you have Icon.
That is true. That is true. And like I've said before, like my favorite thing with cons is just like the meeting people, especially with our table where people come up to us and we just kind of get to chat them up. That's just always fun to me. I love meeting people and like learning about people, different lives and see their walks of life and stuff like that. I'll save my other ones that I like because I don't want to steal some thunder from you guys because I think they might be similar. Yeah.
I mean, it goes without saying. I completely agree with what Mike said. Meeting people is always so surreal. Like cool. Last year we had some kid who like watched all of our stuff and that's so I'm an idiot who's from a small town in Canada who on a whim chose to do this.
Forced us to do it with you. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you guys, I like to think that you guys do this willingly, but maybe not. The shackles I have attached to you guys, that's just insurance. Yeah, no, it's weird in a very good way. Like I don't want to get too sappy about it, but it's very like isn't the internet such a cool thing?
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing.
Kind of what it comes down to. Like we're doing this thing and we've got people on the other side of the world listening to it. It's like crazy. The
cool thing is like we could just do this basically like we could just put this out there and it's accessible to the whole world. Whereas like people have never had this kind of ability to market themselves to the entire world before. It's cool.
Yeah. So that being said, because Mike did take the obvious answer, it's kind of the vibes of a convention is so cool. And the way that the convention here works is like when the marketplace closes, the convention continues.
Yeah.
It's a 24-hour convention. Yep. It's going to the bar after the marketplace closes and, we sit down for drinks and there's people in cosplays everywhere. It's just this cool vibe. Like I'm thinking, I'm not going to buy much this year. I'm just going to kind of take everything in.
Yeah.
Like just kind of vibe, you know?
Go watch some
But
stuff.
Jay,
Yeah.
yeah. Jay, what about you? What are you looking forward to next week?
You guys kind of took the good answers, so I'm here with the table scraps. But yeah, like seeing all the people, meeting new people and all that's a lot of fun. Going through the marketplace and
Pitch and woo.
Talking beginning after the 8 with people.
Okay. But at the same time, like just seeing all the different interests that people have, like like seeing through cosplay and through like people, like just randomly people walking around with like figures that they bought and stuff like that. Just seeing like all the different shows that touched people, all the different anime that like had an impact to such a degree that they wanted to come to a convention like that. Like that, that's so interesting to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to kind of summarize all three of us here is like the coolest part about cons is you get like, what is it? 20,000 people, 20,000 like-minded people all in one building together. And they just take over an area of downtown for a day. And it's just, you look around and you get to wear your weeb flag on your sleeve. And it's just a cool environment to be in. That's just unlike anything else. And that's kind of the cool thing about a con.
Yeah.
The
also,
cool thing about conventions is you.
Yeah, no, legitimately. Jay's trying to be silly, but I completely agree.
I'm summing it up in one word. It's you.
The community. Yeah.
I do just want to do a PSA. Mike mentioned the marketplace. I completely agree. The marketplace is the place to be, but there is more to a con than just the marketplace. You know, there's people who are putting on workshops and stuff like that, and they're putting in their time. They're doing their hard work with their panels. Go and watch some of those too. It's you might learn something. And last thing I want to say with regards to cons that I really enjoy, I get to spend a weekend in a nice hotel.
Yeah, Cole, huge hotel fan.
I'm a big hotel guy.
Jay will be sleeping on your floor too, so that'll be good.
Jay will ask me to no end, but he will not.
It's become a meme at this point.
Yeah.
No, thanks for being here. This was our awards, and we hope to see you next weekend. If you see our table at Icon, come say hello. Yeah. We would love to see you. I will be there probably Saturday afternoon. So just saying, like, be there, but like come Saturday afternoon.
That's when you're going to be at our specific table, you mean?
Yes.
Gotcha.
I will be at the convention all weekend, but I'll be at the table on
You got
Saturday
work.
afternoon.
You got business to take care of.
Yeah. I got stuff to do.
Thank
you so much.
I got business to take care of.
That's right.
I got business. I got business.
Capital
it's
B.
Business time.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for listening to another episode of AniPro. If you liked it, please leave a like, subscribe, leave a review, tell a friend about us. It helps out the show. If you really like us, why don't you consider supporting us on Patreon like these lovely people? Here's the list of people from Patreon. Mr. Family Guy 36, Elijah Wood, Brain Dead, B-Dog Cole needs to watch IQ or Canada is doomed. Peach, Frama, Kratos, Just Juz, Mog, Free Ren's Feet, and Antonio Bustos. By supporting us on Patreon, you get access to all sorts of perks, and it really helps out the show. We're also on social media at AniProPod. Please join our Discord community to keep up with us and other listeners. Links to everything is in the description or on our website, AniProPod.com. Jay, how do we usually end these shows? I don't remember. Can you remind me?
Before I take us home here, I just wanted to say that that one patron had a point there. Canada was doomed because we lost the Stanley Cup Finals
again.
Cole, you had to watch IQ.
You had to watch IQ.
Next year I will. When our Jets make it to the finals, they won't. Did you see how many people they lost today in free agency?
Rough.
Oh my God, it's been a bad day.
Well, Paul Maurice did say next year.
That's what he said. That was so nice.
Yeah. It's nice.
What a class act. Yeah.
What a mensch.
What a mensch.
Bye.
Bye.
But as we say at the end of every episode of AniPro.
Yeah. What do we say? Oh, okay. Bye.
I forgot what we say. Bye.
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 What a mensch.